Hey, Don here. Okay, back with another live stream today. I'm going to follow up on the one I started yesterday. Kind of checking, making sure everything looks good on there before I'll let it keep playing for a minute. Okay, so use my laptop over there to the left to monitor my stream, but I can't let it play all the time. The machine can't handle it. But let me see. Let's go to the desktop. What did I go to? Oh, it went crazy. It moved my little, well, you can see that there it rolled on me. I was like, where did I go? Okay, so yesterday I was going into great detail about this fake Firefox update. And it takes you to this site right here. Of course, no updates are going to come from some strange site. It is harder to tell these days because a lot of sites use strange looking URLs that don't look like they even belong to their domain, and they can be spoofed. So there's so many ways it's hard to figure these things out. But anyway, of course, that to me was blatant. So, I didn't click on that. I didn't click on that install now. Plus, I keep my Firefox set up. I run it in what I call standalone mode. It's kind of like portable mode, but I don't have it on a USB stick taking it around or a CD or whatever. Used to could do that with CDs too back in the day. I just have it on whatever machine it's on running that way, and I've showed before how I do that. But anyway, that's how this is what Firefox did to help me to also alert me. Is that came up and said, do you want to allow or not allow it? And boy, when I saw that big URL, that's my image editing, image program. It keeps doing that whenever I get near that. But I like to point with my mouse, and that doesn't work so well in that situation. So anyway, I took screenshots as I was going, and I've looked it up, and I looked it up. I did all the looking up and all that junk, and before I ever made the video, but I talked about it in the previous video. So if you want the background story, watch that previous video. And from yesterday, and but I've been thinking about it, since yesterday evening, during the day today. There was two things that popped up, and I actually didn't ever end up getting a screenshot with them both popped up. I tried to get a screenshot of this. It actually opens up this page, and I don't want to go to it because I don't trust it on purpose. It may be. I think it may be what. Could even be what caused the other one to open up, the one that's really bad, that I know is bad because I looked it all up. But this thing, addonbrowser.com, all it was just which I think is part of this, malware, is trying to get you to download free games and whatever. And I've seen some pages. What'll happen, and that's why it almost got me it just really threw me in circles for loops, because whenever my add-ons, I'll go to my add-ons here, whenever any of my add-ons update, they always pop up a tab, and usually it happens and it did happen, right when I opened up Firefox. It'll pop up maybe, if it's 3 or 4 or 5 of them update, you get all those tabs keep popping up one right after the other. So at first that's what I thought it was. And in the past, here and there, once in a while, I've seen something. It could have been this add-on browser. I don't remember the URL, and I think I've made screenshots, but I take so many that I didn't even bother trying to look for those old screenshots, because I don't read. Like I'll rename them and give them, make them easy for me to find again if they're a big deal. But if they're not, they're just like, the standard name. Well, I don't have that open, but it'll just be screenshot. I put them all in the same folder, and it'll be workspace, so and so, so and so, and so there's no way to search for them, by text search or anything. Let's see, I'm going to close that app now. I don't need it right now. Application or whatever. I'm still not 100% sure what I'm not any percent sure of what caused it. I've never liked this one. Was the one that I thought actually was causing those in the past. In the last couple of months, I'd see an little ad. It would pop up saying, okay, this one got updated, and then there would be a second one that would say, don't you want to download this stuff? And I thought, it's just an ad coming from them. But I didn't really like it, but I didn't think of it being, bad or anything. And then I even did, I kind of vaguely remember doing a little, trying to figure out, well, where's that really coming from, and I didn't figure it out. And this time I haven't figured it out. So, but now that something really bad has come up, that fake Firefox update, that is malware for sure, because when I looked it up, I found out. I did quite a bit of research, and mostly that's what my video was about yesterday. So I got to thinking, I really haven't done but just a little bit of looking on this addonbrowser.com thing. My search there was for virus. Let's see. Yeah, and it wasn't really finding anything to do with that particular URL. So I'm just going to search for that name there. No, I didn't mean that. Okay, now there it is. Of course, I'm not going there. I have been there because it did go to that page, but I'm not going to go there on purpose because it could be what, like I said, triggered that. There may be the malware for that other bad fake update could be there, could be on that page, could be a drive-by thing that maybe they didn't even know was there, because let's say it was part of an advertisement that came along with one of my add-ons that I've been using for most of them a long time, years and years, and I've never had any problems with them other than, a lot of them have, some of them have non-intrusive ads, some of them have a little more intrusive ads, like that. Video downloader, let's see, that's still that website. Okay, I'm going to put that in that folder. Put what I'm searching, what I've got right now. And this works so slowly now. I got so many add-ons. The more, not add-ons, but the more folders and bookmarks you got, the harder it is for Firefox to handle it. And I've got thousands. I just can't only work without them, though. That's how I find things again, But okay, I don't want to go to that page. I wonder if that one would have anything to do. Okay, now this might be, but before I even go there, I'm going to check that link. It looks like it says it's going to addons.mozilla, which should be good. But let's, and this little, I've got two protection link checkers add-ons on here. But this one can be kind of slow. So this other one, that's I forget what it's called, who it's made by, but VirusTotal, it'll actually scan your link, or if it's a link to a file, it'll scan that file on 60 different scanners and tell you, and a lot of times it's faster than this one. Okay, now it's done. About the time you give up, it gets done. So let's go to this. Okay, reviews for this add-on. Okay, a little too small there for me. It's some other language. But yeah, I see it's clean in both of them. So those are really good to have. I guess I'll go ahead and show what I'm talking about. It's whole nother video. That's called Safe Web with VirusTotal, and then VirusTotal. Those are the two I'm using here. And I guess I'll leave that open while I'm talking about all this. Well, if I need it, I'll open it again. Okay, so let's see if we can just quickly find. I'll go ahead and copy that. I don't think it's in my clipboard. Okay, let's see. Yeah, there we go. Watch out. Extension automatically opens up addonbrowser.com. Don't appreciate add-on opening websites on its own. Yep. The addonbrowser.com's open, so it also opened a pop-up, and malware about's blocked as a malicious site. It was a good add-on before this. There's a bunch of translator. Is that which one? Okay. So it may be my translator that's doing that. Easy Google Translate. And I believe that would be this one right here. Oh. Google Translator for Firefox. This one is not. I don't think this is Easy Google Translate. Oh, you can't do a search. I was trying to do a search on this page. Let's see. It just says Google Translator for Firefox. Okay, so you can't even tell. Okay, translator for Firefox.blogspot.com. Okay, that's the one I have. Don't think it's the same one. Yeah, translator for Firefox.com. Has good reviews and I like it. It works well. But if it's doing that, I don't want it. Okay, let's see. Add-ons. Okay, let's scan this. Let's just use VTZ. Well, let's try this again. If it'll do, sometimes it's quick and sometimes it's slow. So I wouldn't have thought of it being a translator that was causing that site to open up. So I'm glad I thought to, not be so narrow on my search over there. Just search for that URL. So what's it doing? It's not even working. Sometimes it doesn't do anything. So let's do that. Then I'll make sure before I go, since I'm no engines. Now this time, you notice it didn't take a while to scan. That usually means, when was it last? Yeah, it's already been scanned. 0608. Well, that's today, so that's fine. Okay. Should be okay. Now, which one was I scanning? That one right there. Easy Google Translate. Yeah, Easy Google Translate by Jamie Morgan. Okay. Okay, now all that bad negative feedback's not on that front page. Okay. And the one I have is not that same page. Let's see. Here's the thing I want to find out for sure, though. Oh, okay. By Jamie Morgan. Okay, now this is in the Firefox extension, so don't feel too scared to open that link. This one's not the easy. Okay. That's not mentioned in there. Yeah, see, it's not called Easy Google Translate. Okay, so doesn't look like it's the same person. Okay, and it is one of the new ones for the new Quantum Firefox. I mean, it works. It's been supposed to have been checked. Of course, things could be good and checked out and then get messed with, or their page, or anything could get messed with. Let's see. I don't like that. You can't use any of your link scanners from within any of the About Add-ons page. That's ridiculous. It's dangerous. If there was something wrong, you're not having a way to find out. Okay, there it is. And they're using a blog spot instead of what you generally see, like GitHub or something like that, or whatever, for stuff or software. But this is the one I'm using, not the one that is nothing, of course, nothing mentioned about there. Let's see. Even the word easy is not even in there, so yeah, I don't think it's the same outfit. these are just updates and stuff. Okay. Yeah, I don't see any complaints. Nothing about a pop-up that I can see. Okay, so I just use Control F and then type whatever I want to search for. Okay, so so yeah, it's not the same one that I'm using. Okay. I'm going to put that page let's just do it that way. Put that in there, and is this the, yeah, this is the page, the actual, that I got to do something to keep track of what I'm figuring out. I might not remember it 20 minutes from now, or be able to find it anyway. Okay, so that's the one I'm using. Okay. So this one, how am I going to do this? Let's see. Okay, now I got to try to keep them separate from each other. Whoops. Okay, so no mention of it there. Of course, this is their that's their Firefox page, and then this is what it's their review section. It's still in Mozilla. Okay, so I don't know. I mean, it's quite a coincidence that they're both translators, though. Okay, so that's something I'm going to keep in mind. Whatever I think it's doing that, I'm definitely taking it out. Okay, that's not actually how I want to do it, is it? Well, I don't want to go to anything that's in that URL. Let's go ahead and look at those images. It looks like screenshots and stuff. Okay. That's about XBMC Kodi media player. That's what all this is. Okay, so that's not really of any help. Okay, now that's where I just went. This one, let's see. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now the next one. Unseen Messenger add-ons for Android. Okay. Then it suddenly opens every time I start it. Okay. First I'm going to scan it. You got to be careful when you're trying to find out information on malware, because everything you go to could end up having more malware or that same malware. I wish you could, once it's scanned, you could click on the link and go to it. Those don't let you do that. Let's see, reanalyze, open in VirusTotal graph. Of course, clicking there doesn't do anything. And what is that? Just more stuff. Okay, so anyway, it was clean, so I'm going to go there. Okay, it's another Firefox add-ons. Normally, I wouldn't worry. If I saw that it was addons.mozilla.org, I would just go there, but I'm really leery right now. Absolutely horrible. Worked for a couple of weeks. This is for Android, I believe, is what they said somewhere. Is this one for Android? And this is by Facebook Tool. Facebook Unseen Messenger. Okay. Yeah, everybody really hates this. Add-on browser.com, Facebook Messenger, same. There's another one. Okay. So, yeah, I knew that. See, that's what I wanted to make sure, is that I am correct in thinking that the address addonbrowser.com is either malvertising, or it is just flat malware, virus, Trojans site, The fact that they both, that and that fake Firefox update, opened together at the same time several times in a row the other day, nothing opens up now. I don't know if, and it quit before I deleted all my cookies, so I don't know why it quit. So, but that doesn't tell me. Well, what I think is happening, since I have seen, like I said yesterday or the other day, whenever it was the first time I saw that fake Firefox update, but there were some things similar looking to this site that I've been seeing with this add-on browser thing that has been opening up, and I thought, well, one of my add-ons has really got some crappy advertisements, and that it was aggravating me, and I didn't know which one it was. So, see, that's a whole completely different. Let's go back to that. Who I didn't pay attention to. Somebody, it could all be the same person, just using different names. Firefox does try pretty hard. Well, it's funny because I never had. Maybe I've had a trouble and I don't remember it, but it's been so long since I had any kind of trouble or weird, like aggressive advertising from a Firefox add-on that I don't even remember. And it just starts happening when they start this new program where they say they're going to be able to police it and keep it safer with this Firefox Quantum. They made everybody rewrite. I lost some of my favorite add-ons because those people decided not to rewrite their add-ons. It's just too much work. I read some of their pages, Too much work to rewrite it and keep up with the way, the way that they were making them. The type of code they had to use, it was just a lot harder, they said. But, of course, some of the bigger ones that have been around a long time, well, actually, one of them had been around a long time, didn't quit. But some of the ones that I think have kind of built a company around their add-ons, they're still there. And it's what it kind of seems to me is the ones that were kind of the most, I guess, the most users, probably made some money off of theirs. Okay. It is a community for open source projects. I don't believe that. I think that's bull. It's not anything. I know I'm all into open source. I mean, ever since I actually discovered open source software way back when I was using Windows 98 first edition, some web server. So it's the first time I ever saw anything open source, and kind of started beginning to learn about the concept, and that was in 99 or something like that, probably. Yeah, or 98 even, maybe. I don't remember, but anyway, 2005 is when I got into Linux, and I'm wholeheartedly, that's all I even want to use is open source software. Freeware is not good enough for me anymore. I used to love it back in my Windows days, but I still download it. And that's why sometimes I've had some problems with, that's why the last time I got actually all of my, it was something that was evidently a worm that could crawl my network, and it got into all my Windows machines. And I just, well, I tried to clean, anyway, I reformatted some of them, and the others I haven't. I cleaned one up, the one that was on this system, but, and no, that's not what infected this. It's over a year ago, and it's just sitting there. I never run it, and it can't. It was normal Windows Trojans and stuff that can't run on Linux. But famous last words. So anyway, that was a while back, like I said. So anyway, yeah, community for open source projects. There's more and more people claiming to be open source as a scam nowadays. You know, for one way or the other, just to make money or to trick you into downloading their malware and viruses and whatnot. It's obvious that this anything to do with this addonbrowser.com is crap. Just right quick, I can see that. That is another protocast.com, and then there's www.addonbrowser.com. I ought to look at some of those reputation things, I think. Is that one right there? Yep. There's one right there. That was the next thing I just was thinking of. So let's make sure that's an okay site to go to. Some of those can be unsafe sites to go to. You can't take anything for face value, just because they say they're doing something good, that can very well be just the opposite. They're just trying to get you in there. Okay, let's see. Warning, 33% of total warning. Errors, 13% total errors. Required fast action. And this is, where's the, make sure we are really, yeah. Yeah, okay. They have some other sites too. Yeah, okay. Let's go a little further. Okay, so it's like 50-50 on that. What's this? Okay, page speed, usability. Of course, this is just, how does your page load and all that stuff. No mouse rank, bounce rate, quite high it looks like. Made a description, says a community of open source, that's what that was talking about a while ago. Okay. Yeah, well, a true open source, there's no rule that says you can't be open source and have advertisements and support yourself with advertisements, but you either a good open source project either doesn't put advertisements on their page in general, or they they're not obnoxious in your face. They're low key, and mostly they just depend on people's donations rather than using adware stuff on their sites. People don't respond well to obnoxious ads, Usually, if it's a real obnoxious looking site, I just leave it, even if whether I think it's dangerous or not. I don't have nothing to do with it. Especially if I'm going to download their software. But this is mostly SEO, search engine optimization information. long page. Trying to find out what kind of reputation it has. Guess I could look it up on Web of Trust. That's one of the most probably one of the most I guess it's probably the most well-known one. I used to use their add-on, but it really just used up too many resources. Yeah, this is really more for the web developer to help them build their site better. I've used them for my own websites, before. It's not as much about, it said review, it didn't say reputation, the page. So let's see if we can find the Web of Trust page. I think you can just go there. Home, Web of Trust. Is that it? I think so. That's the Wikipedia. I think this is going to be it, but let's scan it to be safe anyway. Web of Trust, my WOT. Okay, so they do call it my WOT. I couldn't remember. Browser add-on, crowdsource reviews. Okay, so I was really wanting to, there it is. I was looking for their website link. I guess that was kind of around the back door, but mywot.com. Okay. When you're using one of those Google links, you can't even see that where it was going. But wherever it was going was okay. That one. Okay, so I thought it was. I think they're the same thing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to put this in something to do with, I can't remember sometime. Internet security. I think I only have, I am typing these things right, but something's goes haywire. There. I didn't want to put it in virus. I know I can get to my virus folder pretty quick. I wanted to put it somewhere. Oh well. Generally, it seems like when I type really fast, it doesn't work. And you can't. I've got too long of a list to just try to, look through there. There. Okay. And that, whenever I'm searching through there, when it stops on that spot, for some reason it makes my toolbar, that bookmarks toolbar. Anytime it stops on the bookmarks toolbar, it makes it come. Okay. Now, my machine is slowing down. That's not a good sign. Glad I don't have too many other things opened up. Yeah, the more I use my bookmarks and search in them and all that, the more it'll start slowing things down. Some pages, it's not working. God, what? Probably something about, I don't think I'm going to be able to use this page. Doesn't look. The searcher, if that's supposed to be the searcher, that's what I thought you could do, is just go there. I've done it in years past. I swear I've done it. Well, I think it's causing me trouble anyway. So let's close all the extra pages. Matter of fact, I'm going to close Firefox and then open it back up. That'll help with my, because if it'll just keep on using more and more memory, and sometimes it's even using up video memory. And let it get finished closing. While I'm doing that, I'll check my stream. make sure it's okay. Usually I don't have trouble with unless something goes wrong with my internet connection, I don't have trouble with that. It's this machine just gets overwhelmed. Okay, yep. Alright, now I'll open it back up and go back to where I was. Oh, before I go back, well, let's see. See if I can do it this way. Restore previous session. I don't know. Yeah, there. Okay, now there's where I want to go. Now I was going to mention yesterday. I took my. Let me see. I'm rechecking my stream again. I wanted to make sure. Again. Okay, yeah, that shows where I'm at. Okay, so I went into my preferences and I went into actually you can just go there and then do a search for what you're looking for. That's pretty cool. So what I did is the default was keep cookies till they expire. Well, I put it on until I close Firefox, and accept third-party cookies was always. So you would think they'd at least put from visited, but they had it on always, and that was the defaults. I put it on never. As long as this site is working right, I don't want it. You know, if I don't go there, I don't want their cookies. So that's just tracking. That's all it is. It's just tracking and other crap. Even worse, things like what I'm trying to figure out right here. Okay, and you can clear data, manage data, exceptions. Okay, now what I did is I put my UStart page. It was not automatically logging in. It was just using a cookie instead of the regular Firefox password manager, evidently. And so I put it in, I just copied that URL, pasted it in there, and saved it. And actually, I thought it wasn't going to work. Well, I was still having to log in every time until just before I started this. Well, just now you notice it was already logged in. If you know, I noticed just now. Now that I think about it, I was having to keep on. It finally started working right. So I don't know. It took about 3 to 5 open and closes of Firefox for it to get set as okay. You know, since I've been using this for several years, ever since Google, the Google homepage went away, I started been using this. And I've got it all set up. If you see, I'm into Linux, so I've got all kinds of Linux news and stuff on there. I find a lot of good stuff that way. But that's stuff I didn't know I was looking for, you know. But you can put all kinds of different, whatever kind of information you want in there. Of course, there's hundreds of those things to choose from. Okay, so let's go on down here. But I want to see about their reputation. Oh, see, now it's, yeah. Well, let's go there. Let's see. Is that on browser safe for a scam? There we go. Here is history, malware check. Okay, so see, that's telling you how to get rid of some malware, and well, we'll make sure that's a clean site. But this is the one. This is the first one I'm going to go to. But first, I'm going to scan that page because those kind of pages can also be. I haven't ran into it a whole lot, but I went to them before. Just click on a page that looked, you know, like it'd be helpful, and then the next thing I know, I'm seeing all kinds of strange pop-ups and, you know, really not trustworthy looking stuff. And if I'd have been on a Windows machine, I might have got hit, you know, but I wasn't. So, okay, is that on browser? Now this is the stuff I hate. There's no votes here. Oh, 1 score. Positive, negative, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay. Of course, I guess I could click vote, but then they might make you join it or whatever, so I'm not going to do that. Boy, I hate that. I guess maybe they're not to blame. Maybe they're trying to get that going, and nobody's, you know, did what I just did. But there, those kind of things, when they have some good, a lot of information in them, can be helpful. Okay, that's clean. Okay, so malware cleanup. This is about malware cleanup. Okay. Qtera, I don't know. Some of them I've been to before. I don't really remember. Okay, no malware detected. Okay. Did not find any activity. You still think that your website is infected. That your website is infected. Oh, this is what they're selling, website monitoring for malware and stuff. Well, I'm going to put that in the, I've lost my, let's see. Which one do I want? Okay, yeah. That one. That's where I'm putting all this. Okay. Says it's in the United States. The server is. Okay. But you really need to go through more than just one of these. That's 2016. Well, that's basically useless then, isn't it? 2 years ago? You need to know what it's like today. Okay. Sometimes people build up a website and try real hard to work on it, and then they didn't make any money, and they don't take it down, they just leave it, and then people start breaking into it and planting malware on it. Let's see. Now you might have been thinking that all along. Okay, where is, I can use my add-ons that I have. I think I've already done that though, but let's see. Let's go to the what's my IP. We'll see if that'll, it just takes so long. You can do 2 or 3 of them, and then once they get checked, you can click on them or not. See, like using add-on browser. That must be them telling you how to use it. Only thing is, once you do that, see there are all those stupid long Google links. You don't know which one's which. One of them's clean, so we'll go to it. You don't know where you're going, but at least you know it's supposedly clean. Okay, this is the who is. Yeah. addonbrowser.com. Registered URL is pivotman.bn. Weird. Huh. Usually they're the same domain, you know. Okay. Vietnam. Okay. Well, usually if it's in some country, a smaller country like that, well, thing is, just because this is Vietnam owns this domain registry doesn't mean that the people running the website have anything to do with Vietnam though either. But Vietnam is one. If you see a Vietnam website, it's very often could be malware and stuff on it, just like Russia or China or whatever. Just what I've noticed. Your computer. Oh, let's check to see what I was. Even my local IP address, which doesn't mean anything, but this one's the one that they can, they can ping your box or whatever. I run a web server, so that's what they're going to get is my website. And it's a read-only website. I don't have any dynamic stuff on it because it's too hard to keep from getting broken into. I mean, I may do it, but I haven't for years just because I used to have dynamic websites back when I used GoDaddy as my, to lease my stuff from, but I've been running my old server for at least 5 years now, I think. and it's just read-only HTML. And there's no logging into it, no remote access or anything because of all this kind of thing. Okay, so that one. Now let's try this one. See, they did scan. It just took a little longer than I wanted to wait. Web user. Let's see. I've got all that in my all that stuff I was using from my book. There we go. Firefox. I get a new tab open. Yep. All scans, Malwarebytes, Avast are clean. Yeah. Well, I scanned my system, my whole system, kind of twice really. I'm not sure. The first time I had left my backup drive plugged in and it was scanned for a whole day, a whole night, and another half of a day, and I finally gave up and started over. And so then I ended up letting it run all night. And I don't know when it, just on my machine without the backup drive plugged in, and it got finished. So I'm not sure if I scanned my home directories and stuff twice or not. But anyway, it came up clean. There was absolutely nothing in it. But Clam AV is really the only one available anymore for Linux. That's the GUI for it. It's actually CLAMAV, the program is. Well, since there's not a whole lot of problems with viruses that can hurt Linux, it's not. I don't think it's as dynamically powerful. I don't know what to say as some like Avast or whatever, or Malwarebytes or something. But you can't run. The only way you could run Malwarebytes or Avast on your Linux machine by running it off of a Windows virtual machine. And I do have a WinXP virtual machine, but I didn't want to do that because then if it hits something, it might infect it, because it, infect my little virtual machine. And I don't think I could run 7 on this. It's only a quad core it's a quad core with 4 gig of RAM. I don't think I could run 7 in a virtual machine and have the machine be really usable, especially since it only has 256 megabyte of onboard video memory. This is basically a laptop in a box. It's a Lenovo i5. Let's see, killer. 1 pipe removed, unlocker, 1.9 program. Homepage was not altered. Okay, this is his scan report. Let's go skip on down. Let's see. See no malware infection in your logs. Okay. Well, of course, I start to say thanks. I didn't have to read all that, but just because somebody puts that on a form don't mean they know what they're talking about either. So yeah, if you really want to know, you have to read all that yourself. I mean, this person could know. They could be a programmer for all I know, or they could be just somebody that likes to type stuff on, forums. Let's see. Anyway, somebody's trying to they're trying to do what I'm trying to do. They're trying to clean up their Firefox. They want to get that crap out of there. It's opening up in there. I mean, it's quit on mine, and I don't know why. And so I don't really think that's in 2015 too. So this is not a new problem. Okay, so that was the end of that discussion where they actually put that URL in there. Let's see at the bottom. And rescue. I've used lots of different rescue systems. Put an ISO on a CD or a USB stick and rescue to clean up Windows systems. But it's gotten so bad now that you really can't do less than 3 different ones to even begin to. I mean, if you just use one, it may come up clean, but go ahead and try another one. It'll come up with some more stuff. Try another one, it'll come up with more stuff. I've scanned, the last time I got a bunch of viruses on my Windows 7 systems, I had 2 or 3 of them, 3 of them I think. And it, like I was talking about earlier, it was I'm sure it was a network virus, because I think what happened is I was trying out some old webcam software on one of my laptops, and that was running Windows 7, and I had downloaded them and set around for years on drive, and I was just backup drive, and I was trying them out, and at first I forgot to scan them first. I usually always right click. I was in Windows, doing it, and I right click and scan with Avast or something, or Malwarebytes. I forgot, and I clicked on one, and it popped up a warning and says, oh, don't worry though, we stopped it for you. Well, evidently it's either that was the time, or it was completely unrelated, and I just don't know what happened. But anyway, it ended up being in 3 systems, I believe. Yeah, I scanned one of them 10 times before it completely came up with no more Trojans or any malware stuff. I'm not talking about pups, potentially unwanted programs. I'm talking about real bad stuff. And so I reformatted everything, but the other half of this drive is wasted on one of those Windows 7 systems. This drive that I'm using right now on this Lenovo i5, and I wouldn't dare run it, even though it came up clean after, I don't know, 5 scans, I guess, or something. But I don't trust it, and it doesn't run good. I still haven't quite figured out if it's just oh no, it would never run hardly well at all on a dual core. This is a quad core. It'll run okay on a quad core. Windows 7 with even a dual core with 3 gig of RAM, that laptop, it would just, you couldn't really, anytime you try to do, like I tried running OBS Studio, the thing would overheat and lock and shut down, just lock itself up. And that was before, when I first discovered OBS Studio. That's what I'm using to do my live stream. Before they had it all set up and working on Linux, I was trying to do it on Windows. So anyway, yeah, this is an old problem. Definitely looks like it's malware to me. And I'm talking about the, let's see, I've got one more page, don't we? Yeah, okay, so I'm going to close those so I won't know that I don't want to go there. Okay, addonbrowser.com. Again, website informer. Okay, this is their basic blurb description. Vietnam Company Limited, that's who it's registered to. Cloudflare.com is where their DNS server is. Okay, stats and details. So I'm not seeing anything about their reputation. And now, this is a good detailed report. Okay, so it's I think that this, but where is it coming from? That's the thing. What it's got to be, well, it doesn't gotta be, but since the other one, the fake update, was attributed to coming from being got to you through a Firefox add-on, I figured that one of my add-ons is sending me this tab to addonbrowser.com, and that's how I got that fake update thing. So if I could figure out which add-on, then that would be great. Then I can delete it. So I may go ahead and refresh Firefox. I'm not just going to keep on using this system without knowing whether or not, I don't know if I didn't get tricked and I didn't click on that fake update, which is the one that's supposed to be able to break into your system. But this one, that whatever it is that's opening this add-on, either one of these, one or both of these tabs, add-on browser and fake update, you know, it could just as well have already got into my system. Sorry. I guess I'll try a cough drop. Got bad allergies every day. I've already taken an allergy pill, and sometimes there's a time between when it really does its job. It actually makes everything worse. I think this is that time. Okay. I think this is page 2. Yeah, page 2. So I'm going to go to page 1, because page 1 had the actual, there it is, out on browser.com. So let's scan it with VTZilla. But I don't think that the website, the main page of the website is, see, it shows to be clean. Now I started to say I'll go to it and scan some of their links on it, but that might make it start opening up and on me, doing all that crap to me again, so I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I think I've already done that anyway. So that's why I hadn't. That's why I've been, searching other routes just to trying to figure out what's going on. Now, if I go to a different page, will I lose that? Let's see. Yep. So you have to sit there and wait for that to finish scanning. Well, I don't care. That VTZilla did 60 different things. There was one that was, did I ever go to that page about how to remove? Yeah, I did. I went to it, but because it's purple, didn't actually have. Didn't have anything about add-on browser on there. Oh, it doesn't. Savings add-on. So that's not what you see when you go to that page. Whoops. And of course it's doing it in Windows, so looks like it's 7. So page 3, let's kind of look for that address again. Scam check, let's see about that. Let's do that this time again. So I'm going to go through a couple more. Test results. Okay, well, let's do that one too. That scam check is the one I'm interested in. That's ready to go, so let's go there. Scam advisor. New site, unknown reputation. Yeah, if site's really new, although it's not a new site, so what have they done? Closed it and reopened it or something? Because I saw they were talking about it in 2008 was the oldest date I saw. When I said 2015, there was another post from 08 in that same forum thread. Most likely from Vietnam. Well, I already saw it, for sure it is. Or at least that's their domain register they use. You can use, you can register domains in any country that you want to. Doesn't mean that's where you are or where your server is. Yeah, might be related to a number of higher-risk sites. According to this, they say it's only 176 days old. Well, what's the date of this? Is this today's report? It makes it look like that this report is just now done. Oh, no, I don't see a date, though. Appears to be less than 6 months old. So, yeah. I think that's plenty enough to tell me that it's a bad site. I had not really done any real checking, and I got to thinking, well, I was dumping it in, just because they both opened up at the same time, dumping those two together as bad sites, that fake Firefox Update Addon Addon browser.com. Well, I think that addonbrowser.com is where the fake download is located. That's what I think. Even just because it had that weird looking URL, I don't think that was really where it was coming from. And I tried to right click on that button and scan it with one of my scanners, but it wouldn't work. It would just make it to full screen is all it would do when you right clicked on that button. You got to be careful though. You can accidentally slip, and even though you're right clicking, if you slip, it can slip on a page. Like I said, if I'm right clicking there, if your finger slips, it could do open link. A lot of times that's exactly what will happen, is like opening a new tab or a new window or whatever. So you got to be careful about even getting near something you suspect as being bad. I'm not sure what all this is. Mobile usability. Okay. This is just like a mobile. Is this site? How does it work for mobile devices? Okay, so it's bad. I'm sure that it's serving up malware. It's probably serving up malware virus downloads. Any site that's really new, or especially now, that's the thing. It's not really new, but it shows up to be new because it's already been shut down, or they just shut it down on purpose and then reopened it to try to hide, So maybe they moved it to different servers, same domain name, but on different servers and stuff like that. I remember that one where I saw it was saying it was addonbrowser.com was actually what I was gathering, it was at some really weird address that did, nothing, completely different. Didn't even sound like it. Which, I mean, just because it's a synonym doesn't mean it'd be good, but any safer. But anyway, yeah, it's bad. So they're not opening up anymore, but I'm going to close my browser now for a minute while I'm thinking about all this. OBS looks okay. We'll just switch over here to me while I'm thinking and talking here. Check my stream again. Okay, so if I refresh my browser, it'd be a pain, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. The thing is, I'm not really that's why I didn't do it yesterday. One of the reasons I didn't do it yesterday, it's not going to tell me anything. All it'll do is just make me start over. But, and like I was saying, I can just reformat the machine and be done with it, which is what I was going to do at some point anyway. But if I thought that it would help me figure out anything. Let's go back to the, well, let's stay here for now. If I thought that it would help me figure out anything about all this, I like to know where it's coming from and what it is. I like to know as definitely about things as I can, you know, especially a problem that I want to stop. I'm just getting mental blocks here. I can't think through it. Let's go back to the web browser, and if I look at some of those links of my research, it'll help me remember. Sorry I have so much drainage. I know it's aggravating to listen to coughing and noises, but it's even more aggravating to experience it, so we're both in trouble today. Alright, okay, here's the updates. Here's my bookmarks about fake updates and addonbrowser.com. So yeah, this is bad site. Definitely a bad fake download with no telling how bad. That malware that they were saying on that other it was like able to get your private data and stuff, you know. They were saying it could get your passwords and stuff, probably they thought. So that's why, you know, that's why I'm really concerned about it. So if I was to refresh Firefox, let's see, I think okay, I'll just go to these links. I'm just going to go to them to the one. What I want to get to is the one that says what happens when you didn't work. Maybe it did it, but maybe it was fast. It's almost like it's going to the same page. Sometimes you don't go to where you back to where it was. Okay, well, I was just wanting to let's see, maybe I didn't put it there. I might have put it in the other. These are just symptoms of malware and stuff. Okay, now there we go. Troubleshooting information. This is where you go to refresh Firefox. Okay, I found that in all my research. I'd seen it before, but I didn't remember. Well, usually I see it, it pops up at the bottom saying, don't you want to refresh it? And what I was looking for is the page that tells you what happens when you refresh it. And I can kind of remember it, but it deletes everything except for your cookies, basically. I think it said it keeps your bookmarks. Used to, it did delete your bookmarks, and that was one reason why I didn't want to do it. But there's a lot of valuable information in here that I hadn't. If I'd been here, I didn't remember it to this particular, you know, page. I've been to about support though. I think it's just got more stuff in it than it used to have. Anyway, there's about plugins, so you can. It just tells you. That's the only plugins I've got in here. Open264 and WebDivine, and that's for playing. Provided by Google for playing copyrighted stuff. Can't watch to playback protected web video. You can't watch whatever that stuff is without it. Okay. So if I refresh, you can restart with add-ons disabled, but it's not going to really. I mean, I don't have the symptoms are gone now. You know, it's not opening those pop-ups. So if I do it, here's what I was kind of thinking. Let's see if I could refresh it, and then I'll have to go back and add. I have screenshots of my add-ons, so I'll know which add-ons to put back in there, and just manually one by one. Because what I was thinking, okay, so what if I refresh it and it's clean? And then I go, and the quick and easy thing to do would be to go over here and say sync now, log into, and it'll ask you if you want to log into the sync, and then you'll log in, and then it'll put your add-ons back, and some of your settings, not all of them, I know that from experience. So then I'd have to go back over here and go through my settings and here and set them all up the way I want them again, and if I can remember, if I don't miss things. And I don't remember, I was looking for that. I guess if I went to Firefox, the Firefox Quantum page, and maybe I would find what I found yesterday. Where are the cookies? Okay, I'm not seeing it. I guess I need to just open a new tab. Okay, now this is where I found out where the cookies were stored, is in a forum post here. And no use in going into that right now, but I was thinking I could use the search refresh. There, refresh Firefox. I'm just going to write an actual question in there. I'm trying to find out. That didn't even bring up anything. This may be what will tell you. What does it do? And where did I put that? It's in Firefox add-ons and extensions. I just didn't see it, I guess. Okay, so it will save your bookmarks, your browsing and download history, your passwords, open windows and tabs, cookies, web form, autofill, personal dictionary. Okay, it'll save that. Okay, add-ons that are stored inside a Firefox profile folder, such as extensions and themes, will be removed. Add-ons stored in other locations will not be removed. I didn't notice that yesterday, but any profile preferences will be reset. So all your settings, my preferences, those are two big things. But now, if those things were still popping up, I could do that refresh, and then, of course. And then what? Okay, so it quits. Let's say it quits popping those things up. Then I guess I could start installing my add-ons again one at a time. And if it starts popping up, on whichever one it is, then okay, that's the one doing it. If it's an add-on causing it. But cookies, that's what I was going into forever yesterday. Cookies is one of the number one things I would suspect is causing that. Cookies from some malvertising site, some unscrupulous website put a bad cookie on your system. And see, now I didn't realize that they had changed my defaults, and that I was actually accepting third-party cookies, to any link on any website I was at, without even knowing it. I hate that. That really pisses me off. I used to have an add-on that would stop all that, and it doesn't work anymore with the new Quantum Firefox. So it's discontinued now. So it could have, I don't know for sure, but I think that's a highly plausible way that it got there is through the cookies. Actually more plausible than through my add-ons, because I've used that add-on for I don't know how many years. I started Linux in 2005, and that's when I started. I might have had that even before I started Linux even. I don't know how long AdBlock Plus has been out. I've been using it a long time. This one is a newer version of a Google Translator, and I just I went and I did a bunch of paintings here just today, figuring out that's not the one that was. Well, it could be the same people though. You don't know for sure, but that's one possible clue. But I don't know. The malware people, they don't stick. It's not like okay, I'm going to put my malware in all translators that I can, whatever. That one I've used for years. That's a new one for me. That was a new one, but it's using. Well, I don't remember seeing any trouble once. That is not that new, a year or more old, a year and a half. And I hadn't noticed any odd pop-ups at all until the last couple of months. And they weren't popping up anything dangerous. It was just ads. And so I thought it was just, and it was happening whenever I was seeing, when I say pop-ups, I actually mean tabs opening up when I would usually right after I open up Firefox, and they were all of them except for one or two were just about the updates of my add-ons. But a couple of them were ads for, don't you want to download more stuff? And simply because the color schemes and stuff looked a lot like download helpers, I thought it might have been them, but now I don't really think so. BTZilla has been around quite a while. That web developer is actually, I don't know that it's actually sponsored by Firefox, but they advertise it. That's where I found it. I got it actually first through Firefox Developer Edition. That one there is new to me, but I think it has a pretty good. See, it doesn't have a huge amount of reviews, but I went to their GitHub page and I didn't see any negative reviews on there. And I did go to their page and I didn't see any negative reviews on there. And I've used this for years and years. I don't use it real often because I just don't download stuff that much. But and it doesn't. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So it's not my go-to. What I do like about it is that, like this one here is really only, I think it'll do other sites besides YouTube, maybe not. It's really only for YouTube. And so I kept that one. I used to always have 2 or 3, and this was the only one that still worked of the old ones I used to use. That 10 I've used for years. That's actually using in conjunction with this. What it does is when you do an image search, right click and search for more. Where else is that image? It uses a bunch of different ones in here and 10i as well. Here's a list of what it uses. It actually opens up about 3 or 4 tabs. It doesn't open up all those. So I don't know, but I don't have a reason to suspect any of them of doing that, of causing that. But I also don't know for sure. I just can't say. The ones I would suspect the most would, well, I was saying this one, but now I don't think so. This one maybe, because it's new to me. This one is new to me. That one is new to me. I've used a Google Translator for quite a while, years, but it quit being working, and I had to find another one. But I did find it through the legacy plugins. Here's some of my old plugins. That's the old version of AdBlock. I find it by going click and find a replacement. I used to really like that better privacy and that Dr. Web virus link checker. Element hiding was really helpful. I used to use that. Media converter, I didn't actually use it too much, but it was pretty neat. If I want to convert media on Linux, there's all kinds. I don't know why I'm doing that, but anyway, there's media converters that I have that I can see convert. I don't want to use my web browser to convert media, video and stuff. Sometimes I want to convert it from one format to another. Like say that, well, OGS, YouTube doesn't take. I swear they used to take OGV video files, and they don't anymore. So I used to use GTK record my desktop. Yeah, they're right there. And to make my desktop videos before I discovered OBS Studio, and I have a whole bunch of them I still haven't got uploaded to YouTube because they won't take them anymore, or they won't. I know they used to. I just know they used to take them. But anyway, Scrapbook was one of my favorites for years. So anyway, that's how I found these new ones. The ones that are new to me, I found them through there. So you would think And of course, I only took the ones that had pretty decent reviews and stuff. So I just don't, unless somebody has hacked into their server, and their website, where their updates come from, and put malware on it, which is not impossible. It actually happens all the time. But like if I went to like for instance, okay, this is the one there was a while ago. See, they still have 4 stars. Their ratings haven't gone down. So what did I do? I closed it. What's this? We'll leave that open. So AdBlock Plus, I've never had any trouble with that. But, well, see, they have 58,000 reviews and they have 5 stars, so I wouldn't think that would be one that would have that malware. This one has 4 stars. That's that translator. So yeah, I haven't done that, so let's just do that on each one. That one has 4 stars. Okay, and what was the next one? This one. Safe. Well, it only has 2 stars, 6 reviews. Well, let's go see why. Yeah, let's go see 6 reviews. Okay. Don't trust this. Once I install it, it asks for permissions to create notifications and keep taking me to their home page. After looking a little more, I figured that it is not an official add-on of VirusTotal, which can be found here. Let's see if my bad pop-up is mentioned in here. I think there's only a couple of reviews, but this one does have some bad reviews. I wanted to give it 5 stars, but Zemenia Anti-Mal flagged this and deleted it. They think it's a false positive. I hope. Well, this sure has a lot of that brings me to well, there's 2 good reviews. Okay, but it does have a whole lot more negative reviews than it has good reviews. Alright, well, let's I'm going to put that in my research folder there. Okay, I hadn't thought to do that. Now, there's something I've been thinking I might could do, and that is, and I may do it. I mean, I want to do it anyway, but just not sure when. I want to scan. I'm going to set up, I believe the best way I can do it, I'm going to set up, I have a laptop that's got a broken screen, but it has, it's a 2 gigahertz with 2 or 3, I think it might just be 2 gig of RAM, I can't remember, but I got at least 2 gig of RAM in it, dual core, 2 gigahertz. Doesn't have a hard drive, but I can boot it to my virus rescue systems on my SD card and the USB adapter, and I can plug in my backup drive, USB drive to it, and then I can scan it and just let it run for 2 through 4 days, and it won't be making a lot of heat and a lot of noise. I don't think it's very loud. I haven't had it out in a long time. It's got a broken screen and doesn't have a hard drive, so it's kind of don't want to use it all the time, and I haven't ever wanted to buy a hard drive for it or anything. So anyway, okay, that I'm surprised. I bet it didn't have 2 stars when I installed it. I guarantee you, I didn't. I don't think I would. I don't install stuff. 3 stars is the least I will generally ever try anything out. Let's see. This one, search by image. It works great. Yeah. See, it's got 5 stars. 5 stars out of 53 reviews. That's pretty darn good ratings. The less reviews and the higher your stars, the better you must. You're gonna probably are. Of course, more reviews is even better. But okay, now that's 4 stars out of 135 reviews. It's not bad. Okay, which one was that? Stylus. I like the stylus. I don't believe that it's doing that. I don't think so. Then 10i verse image search, 4 stars out of 212 reviews. Download helper I've been using for years. Yeah, 4 stars out of 11,189 reviews. BTzilla, 4 stars out of 29 reviews. I really like it. I do always wonder though. I mean, I've known for a long time that VirusTotal is comes out of Russia. And of course, there's a lot of famous. Russia's famous for hackers, so kind of worry. I definitely don't use any virus software from China. I would not do that. With Russia, some of the biggest virus scanning companies are based in Russia, and they've got a good reputation with the world overall. So, but it kind of makes you think. Well, of course, I mean, if you like, for instance, I've got a little add-on in my Thunderbird email client that'll show where emails come from, backtrace them, and if you get a quick glance, you can see that, and just as many of them come from the U.S. as or show to come from the U.S. as anywhere else in the world. So, it's not like one country is all hackers and the other one's all good. No way. Okay, 4 stars on 396 degrees web developer. Yeah, I don't think that one will be a problem. Okay, there's one that I'm wondering, but okay, YouTube, yeah, that one there, 4 stars. I mean, they all have good reviews except for, which one was it? This one here. Oddly enough, that right there, that VirusTotal. Okay, let's go back to the reviews again. That's on the Mozilla page. Let's see. I think it's erroneous alert. Okay. Oh, this is the information from their virus scan. Okay, so now, of course, I could just go ahead and disable this. I don't know. It wouldn't be good enough to disable it. Still, just disabling it. How do you know that would disable the malware in it if there was any? I would remove it. But since that thing is not popping up, I really have no way to check and see if that helped me or not. So one of the backdoor ways I kind of got to thinking of how maybe I could figure something out about this is to go to my check my stream again. Go to my let's just kind of symbolize. Helps me to think, to see if I see what I'm talking about, I can talk about it better. Okay, so I'll go to my backups now. Okay, now I'm checking my stream right now. Make sure. Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay, so I have a yeah, there it is. Backup Lenovo i5. Now there it is at the very top. Cache. Whoops, what happened? Must have hit the wrong button. Cache. I don't need that. I did find my first scan when I had my backup drive. This is my backup drive I'm on right now. It found it didn't finish scan. It was sitting there forever, for 2 or 3 hours, and that's when I finally said, okay, this has got way too many files in it. And then so I thought, you know what? And it found two sets of malware, 2 different malware things in there. It's everything under the sun backed up in here. I mean, in this cache folder, and you don't need that. I mean, I've never had an instance where I went back and said, oh, I need something out of any kind of cache, but it's got email cache, web browser cache, all kinds of cache in this folder here. That's just how Fedora does it. And so I selected them all and tried to delete them. Well, it sat there for 10 or 15 minutes and never showed any. It got to 3% and just sat there, and I didn't want to wait, so I stopped it. So number one, well, as far as investigational purposes, I could scan this drive and leave that stuff in there. I just now thought, okay, I can leave all that in there so that if it happens to be in there from when I was having trouble the other day, it may be gone off of my main system now, it would find it, and I might finally, you know, be like a forensic work. You know, there's actually I've got a Linux a live distro for forensics, you know, computer forensics. That most of it's really complicated, and I don't know how to. Most of it's command line tools, and I'm not good with remembering commands and typing them out. But some of it I played with and I understood it. But anyway, I was gonna just what I had thought was okay. I need to just delete that. I thought, well, I'll just delete the whole folder because the next time I back up, it'll put whatever cache I have in there again. I really go into my backup program and tell it not to back up any cache. I thought I had done that actually, but I didn't even remember. I thought the cache for Firefox was in the Firefox folder. There, oh, that's the Firefox folder. Yeah, see, there's no cache in there, but evidently it's in that .cache folder. I saw it when the scans were going on. Mozilla, let's see. Yeah, oh, crash reports, and there's my two profiles. Okay, 607.18. One of those, you know, I got mixed up yesterday. I have multiple Thunderbird profiles because I always copy my old profile in there to make all my everything, all my settings, my emails, everything be there. You know, with Firefox I don't do that when I build a new system. So one of those is the reason there's two in there because one of them is my regular Firefox, and the other one is my Firefox developer. Yeah, there's not. You know, I think it might have used to been in your. Can't type. In your Firefox, you know, .mozilla folders, and it's not anymore. I don't know, but maybe I just don't remember it right. But definitely, I think if you go in the cache folder, see all those keyring. No Firefox. Is there a Mozilla? Yep. Oops, what happened? No, it went out of there. Something's going crazy. I don't know. I guess I'm just hitting the wrong thing. There, Mozilla Firefox. There's the Mozilla Firefox cache from. They're all recent. Yeah, they're all recent. But that's the cache. Everything that's considered cache, offline cache, safe browsing, so and so, so and so, so and so. Okay. Yeah, and see, and a lot of this gets deleted. You know, this cache gets deleted every so often automatically. But my backup runs every day about 10 or 20 minutes after I boot up, so it's saving all my cache in my backup. Well, it's a waste of space for one thing. Oops. I'm all the way back out of. I'm hitting a button and holding it down too long. Let's see. Okay, I was going to see how big. I'll see if it takes too long. I want to see how much actual space it's using. It doesn't take too long to count it up. I bet it's going to take a good while. It could be several gigabytes of space, I'll bet. I mean, it could be anywhere from 2 to 10, you know. Well, no, yeah, it's already to 1.4 gigabytes. And that's just, you know, it's not necessary. And the other thing is, looks like maybe it's about finished, 1.5 gigabytes. And the other thing is, you're backing up. I noticed one of the things I deleted the other day from my virus. No, it's still going. From my virus scan, it was an old email. It was out of. It was an email spoof scam thing that had been put in, had been flagged and automatically put in the trash. You know, the what do you call it? Well, the junk mail folder. It's not what they call it, but in my Yahoo Mail. Yeah, I have all my different email accounts in my Thunderbird. Yeah, see, it's already up to 2.4 gigabytes. That's why it was taking so long to delete it. So, and I was thinking I just need to delete. I'm not going to try to do it here in the middle of my video because it'll just work the machine. It works the machine really hard when you delete stuff in Thunderbird. I mean in Crusader. That's what I meant. Crusader File Manager. Excuse me. and so I need to do it when I'm not working the machine hard, and when I got time to let it just keep working in the background and do that. But now it hit me. Well, if I left it in there until after I scan the drive, it'll take a heck of a lot longer, because that's where it was hung up for 2 or 3 hours in that cache folder. It's got so many files in there, and evidently they're just, some files scan quicker than others. Some types of files. Well, there's a lot. I guess it's because there's a lot of media files in there from web browsers and email and all that stuff. I see it's up to 3.6 gigabytes now, so I don't know. It's pretty good size folder. So, of course, I did. Well, I know what I deleted though the other day. Oh no, I started the deleting and then I quit. So I may have deleted my malware that I'm trying to find the other day too. So, that's not a very sure way to see if I find it or not. Of course, I could find some sort of malware, but I may not be able to discover where it came from either by the virus scan either. So I think I'd most likely just need to delete it all. Let's see what's going on with make sure I'm not overworking my system doing that. I think I'll quit it, because that does end up, the longer you sit there, when there's a large amount of, it's counting up a large, see, that's all getting up to 5 gigabytes already. So there's plenty of unneeded cache in there. I need to, I thought I had it. I'm not going to open up the backup program to add more things, being run in the system right now, since I'm making videos, but yeah, so I just can't think of a good way to run my forensics investigation on my computer to figure out what's causing it. I know a simple way to fix it, and that's reformat the machine, like I keep saying. I just kept thinking, well, isn't there some way that I could figure this out before I reformat it? I thought, why not? And like refreshing Firefox, oh well, I'm gonna, I'll have to start over when because I finally remembered I don't use my old profiles, and I wouldn't want to in this case anyway. But the other, reformatting would be actually quicker than, well, refreshing shouldn't take too long. But what will it gain me? Is what I'm thinking. Let's look back here at these instructions. These items and settings will be removed. Extensions and themes, yeah. Website permissions, modified preferences, a lot of stuff I want to keep, Added search engine is that I want to keep. DOM storage, well, that's sort of like that mysterious stuff that you're not quite sure what it is unless you really want to do some studying. There's some good, bad, and ugly in it from what I gather. Security certificates, I don't know. Well, I guess when you go back to the site, you'll get another certificate, a new one, or a new copy of it, or whatever. Download actions, toolbar customizations, yeah, all those things I'd have to redo. Note your old profile will be placed on your desktop, and I went into that yesterday. This not being a Windows system, and everything they write's about Windows generally, I don't know if it'll find my desktop and put it there or not. Probably not, because Fedora, I don't know when it started, but this is 23. It doesn't actually have a desktop folder anymore, and so it may just not know where to put it and not work. Or it could just put it somewhere where I won't find it. Except if you didn't fix your problem, you can restore some of the information not saved by copying the files to a new profile that was created. When you do the refresh, it creates you a new profile. Okay. Then delete. He says you should delete the folder if you don't need it anymore because it has sensitive information. Of course, if it was a good profile and I didn't think there was anything wrong in there, then I would actually keep it in my backup drive. But I have a backup course of it. I've got a backup of everything in my home directory, everything automatically every day. Okay, so yeah, well, you know, they always say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But and right now it doesn't act broke, but you know, it was acting crazy. You know, I was having serious worries for a couple of days there, and I didn't do anything other than let's see, it quit. Those things quit popping up before I deleted my cookies. I deleted my cookies yesterday after it had already quit. It quit about an hour before I started my video yesterday. Quit those tabs popping up, these bad tabs. So tabs to bad sites or whatever. I think if you click that, it just does it. So I keep wanting to just click on it and say, well, what? You know, I figure, you know, like most things have tell you what's going to happen before it does it. But copy raw data to clipboard, copy text to clipboard. Okay. Still having trouble making my plan here, but I went through this. I didn't go. This is very, very long. Lots of information. Probably more than most of us could understand. A lot of it, I went through it. I went through it a little more. Yes, you know, I mean, I went through it some yesterday and I understood a lot of it, but a lot of it's just stuff that I don't even really know what it is. Good, you know, good page to be able to remember to get to about support there. It's kind of cool that it shows you the addresses of some of the other common places you could go to, and I went to all of those, and I didn't even realize you could go to some of those things. But let's see, profile directory. There's my profile that I'm using right there. But yeah, and since I'm concerned about this machine, let's say I want to download the new Fedora 28 to install on here. Well, I don't want to do it on this machine because I'm afraid that something might get into it, you know, if there's something on this machine that's bad. So I guess I'd have to go do it on my mom's machine. And I would like to make a video of it, so I guess I would have to go. I'd actually thought, until this happened, I thought, well, I'll make a video of installing OBS Studio on Mom's machine, because I was already going to go ahead and do that so that I could, when I go back to work on her machine, I hadn't even mentioned that in this video, I've been working on upgrading my mom's machine to, upgraded the hardware, and I'm upgrading from Fedora up to Fedora 27 is what I have on there now, and I put I had a motherboard that would take anything from a dual core to an 8-core processor, an AMD. So I have an AMD 8300, got 8 gig of RAM in it, and Fedora 27's on it, but I haven't finished, you know, setting up her software and everything. And I thought, well, you know, I can do the video. I've been doing the videos via remote desktop through my machine, but I thought, you know, kind of hate to connect to it anymore, because I was thinking I would make a video of installing OBS Studio and then go ahead and do the rest of my videos of my software work on that machine, just straight from that machine. Now, I don't really want to do that because I don't want to connect and do any network connections from this machine to any of my other machines with any, you know, worries about what might be on it. So I guess I can download Fedora 28 on her machine. I can put on OBS Studio just off video, I guess, and then well, I could make a video like with GTK, record my desktop, I guess, if I wanted to. But then I'd have to convert it and upload it. But okay, so anyway, download it, put it on a USB stick, and then I can make a video. Let's see, can I? Yeah, I could. Well, what I can do is boot this one up to the live Fedora 28, and then go ahead and just use TeamViewer Portable, or well, actually, I can just install. I've done it before. I can install KRFB, BNC remote desktop, and is that on here? That's the viewer. And actually what it does is installs Tiger VNC server, and then I can do in reverse. I could be making the video from Mom's computer of me installing 28 on this machine. I like to, when I do something new, I like to make videos of it. So yeah, okay. But as far as trying to figure this out, I'm just stuck again. The longer I talk and research, the more my mind is boggled. Well, you know, yesterday I felt pretty good and I did a lot of work, and then today I felt horrible again until it's almost 6 o'clock. No wonder I'm just flat getting tired. I felt horrible and I couldn't really do any work or anything until around, I don't know what it was, 3 o'clock or so, and I started feeling better. And so I've been wanting to do this, so this is what I started doing. So I guess it looks like, well, it looks like I've been going, I'm looking at my laptop, hour and 47 minutes, so that's when I started. Of course, I had to get this set up. That took at least 10 or 20 minutes probably to get my video stuff on my phones turned on. So yeah, I'm just showing my, what's more boring, you look at me or the screen there of that same old page. So let's close that web browser since I'm not using it. OBS is working a little bit. Okay. I just don't see, I can't think of some way to, I'm not going to do it today now. It's already 6 o'clock, so I'm not going to start any big projects today. But I can't think of a good way to figure out where that's coming from, and that's what bugs the heck out of me. Is I want to figure out what is it that, you know, gave me that bad those bad tabs opening up. Okay, now here's an idea. I'll try that right quick. I don't know. It's kind of kind of out of the blue, but maybe not. Okay, I'm opening my browser back up. I just remembered. Okay, it happens. I noticed that when I open up Firefox and some of my add-ons are updating, that's when I was getting these oddball pop-ups, even before I ever saw the really bad one. So which one had the bad reputation? This one did. Okay. Now, say I suspect this one the most. Now, can I say manually update right now? That's what I'm thinking. Can I invoke an update? See, you can't do a search on the page. I was thinking there was a button. What's that button? Check for updates. Okay, I guess you just have to view recent updates. Okay. I have it set on update automatically. Okay. Let's review recent updates. Okay, the recent updates are, what is that? That's the theme. Okay. Web defined content, search by image, June 7th, 17. Okay, and open 264. Huh. Okay, just added Pinterest and, well, I don't know what Quahoo 360 is. Okay. Now what I don't know is if I say Safeway with VirusTotal, if I say check for updates, does that check them all or just this one? I think it's all of them because it doesn't say. Let's see. Oh, install add-on from a file. So you can still do that. Okay. I do that a lot with Thunderbird because a lot of times you find a really good add-on that it's not in their list. You know, they don't have as big of a list of updates, I mean of add-ons, as Firefox does for Thunderbird. Debug add-ons. Debug add-ons. What does that give you? I don't think there's any URLs in here, but well, there's a couple. Well, that's an email address. I just saw I'll search for my bad. Sometimes, you know, if you get down into even the lightweight part of the code, you know, information on an add-on, you might end up finding, like, what's this manifest URL? Okay, there we go. I don't think there's any. I doubt there's any. Well, there is a .com. There you go. See, that's his site. I remember that. And it's using translate google.com. This is the actual code. I didn't know you could do that. This is the actual code of this add-on. Oh, how cool. Okay. Pocket. Yeah, I don't like that. But okay, safe web. Okay, this one. Okay. Oh, hello. Eureka. There it is. Addonbrowser.com. Safe web with VirusTotal. This is the offending add-on. Safe web with VirusTotal. You piece of junk, you. Oh, I'm so glad I found it though. Look at that. It's a pretty short list of code there. Let's see what they have in it. It's protect from malicious websites, and it's actually, so when it gets updated, it's popping up that that page. Now, if I hadn't have done all that research to know that, let's go through this. It says it's using 64 different scanners. Maybe it is, I don't know, but it says it's using VirusTotal. Oh yeah, one of those reviews said, I don't remember if they said VirusTotal, but they probably did. They said, I don't think it's a real official add-on from them. I think it should be taken out of the Chrome store. Remember, not Chrome store, but Firefox store, Firefox add-on thing, system. Okay, so I'm gonna do me a screenshot of that. There we go. And after later, when I'm done, I will put that in my folder with all my screenshots about this problem here. Oh, you know what? I can bookmark that, so I'm gonna bookmark it. There we go. I don't want that part. I'm going to call it tab opener, found in this code for what's it called? Safe something or other. I'll leave it like that for now because I don't know what the name of it was. Safe web with VirusTotal. Okay. This is it, folks. I can't believe I found that. Can't believe I found that. It's, you know, if you can just think through stuff. sometimes you can figure it out. Alright, this is the one. So I'll bet you anything. I'm going to keep looking at the rest of them first. I'm not going to just say okay. Because maybe, maybe it's actually not them, but something got into my computer and added that to this this code. Some drive-by virus. Could, if something that could. There's vulnerabilities in all the time found in Firefox and every other, especially web browsers are always being targeted. So that could be a way, a backdoor way for them to get into any kind of machine, any type of operating system. So let's just keep on. That's a whole. Their code's not been beautified, not been prettied up. It's ugly and a mess. But see, that's not in there though. That's hard to read. Yeah, their homepage is a GitHub. I think that's one of the ones I went to. And did I do all of them? I don't think I did. Ad block. I'm going to do all the ones that have no addonbrowser.com on there. Now, any of these are open source, so that's how you would get the code, and you could, you don't have to be I'm not a coder, and I couldn't write this myself, but I could probably alter a thing or two. I don't know how you would save it back to the add-on, but I guess you'd have to make your own add-on and then install it manually. But say you liked everything but one or two things in an add-on, you could, if it's an open source add-on, a lot of them are, then you could, without any problem, do anything, that they didn't like, you could change that add-on to your preferences. Just by, learning a little bit about how this is not HTML, but it's, I'm not quite sure what code it is, but it's not a real complicated code. It's a lot like Python, or I took a Python class, and actually I didn't finish it. Actually, it was too. I got over my head. I tried to take 3 Google online courses at once one time. Couldn't do it. But anyway, and also it looks a bit like I forgot. It may be Java. I don't know. A lot of it looks similar, but anyway, I'll look around in it a little bit, but I can't. I did actually build my own screensaver out of Python one time. I cheated. I started with a basic screensaver app and then just added a couple of things to play what I wanted it to play. Okay. Show bug also needed for selection translation because of. Oh, okay. Which one is this? Google Translator. Okay, so see, it's not in this one though. Even though it has, which one had the poor? Oh, it's not the one with the poor reviews. Anyway. Okay, and then Nimbus screenshot tool. It's not in there. Well, you just learn something new every day if you'll try. How about that? How did I find that? That's my problem. I learn lots of things and then forget how I did it. My memory is really bad these days. Yeah, here it is. Okay. And I can go to that. I don't want to save that bad code, that's for sure, but I can go to my, I want to know where it is and how to find out, Yeah, maybe I'll make me a blog post and put that on there on my blog. I guess I could put it in my video description, but there we go. Yeah, there it is. addonbrowser.com tab opener found in this code for safe web with virus scanner. Okay, definitely. I'm almost thinking I was thinking I'd save it, for but I mean, it's such a simple little code. I don't think that it could. It's not something that could run on its own. I think it could only run. Yeah, it's JavaScript. There we go. Or at least it's using JavaScript. I think that's what it is. I think it's just a JavaScript. I guess that's what they are, how they write them. But yeah, all over it, JavaScript. .js is .js is JavaScript. So oh, Adreno. It looks a lot like an Adreno sketch. That's what I was trying to say a while ago. Okay, no, I don't want that on here at all. I wouldn't want it to accidentally get run again somehow, some other way. Who knows? This is one of the ones that I looked at already. I think. Yeah, GitHub. Which one is this? MSG extension. Well, I want to just look. Must be this one. Search by image. Is that what it is? I guess it's search by image. I'm losing my. Let's see. Yeah, if I'll do that, maybe I won't. Yeah, that's it. Search by image. Okay, GitHub. I'll just keep rolling them up. I'll get to the point where I can't roll them up anymore. But okay. Okay, and this one, I guess I might benefit by searching for the other bad page too. I guess I will. For all I know, it could be coming from a different one. Like I said, I think that it's the author of that add-on doing it. I really do, but it could also have been injected, and it's called code injection. It could have been injected into my machine, to my add-ons on my machine by some drive-by malware or something. This one's a bit longer. Some of these I think will work on. You see a lot of references to Chrome. I think they'll work on Chrome and Firefox. That's why they have stuff about Chrome in there. Okay, and that is Stylus. Now, that's a pretty cool one. You can make pages do what you want them to do. I use it to make my. It was kind of hard for me to figure it out, but I did figure it out. So I'll go to YouTube, and there's me live now. So let's see if we can go to that. I think I can. And see if we can go to that. Okay, so there's what I'm doing right now. I'll probably start hearing myself in a minute. Gonna get video feedback, I think. I'm not sure. Okay. So say I wanted to put it in my playlists. See, it would. YouTube for years has made it like that short. All I could see was Dawn's favorite. Maybe I could see like the C or something, the first letter. Well, I use that stylus to make this wide, and I need to do more. I need to do several of the other menus. YouTube is the biggest one I had trouble with. So that's what stylus is for. It's pretty cool. It took me a while to figure it out, and basically I had to analyze the code of the HTML code of the pages. And this is 10i, okay. Okay, 10i.com. Alright. And then what's that? What's this? TLS Guardian Rollout Fallback Limit. What is that? Yeah, that address is not anywhere on that, though. I don't know what that is, and it's not TLS. Some of these, are like that's Pocket. I know you probably know that's part of Firefox's their little add-ons. Photon onboarding. I don't know what that is, but it says Mozilla.org, Firefox. The email address is telling you so. It may be, I got to thinking, maybe AdBlock got an update that blocked them for me. That's why I don't see those anymore. Could be. Okay, so stylus 10i TLS. Okay, now video download helper. I'm pretty sure, but let's just be safe. Better safe than sorry. Pretty sure that it's not. I didn't know that these codes were so short and sweet and simple for these add-ons. I guess that's all there is to it. I mean, it looks like it is. I really thought they'd be like several hundred lines long, you know, like quite a bit of, you know, stuff. Okay. Of course, knowing how to write that, you know, and make it all work, that's a whole other thing. But VirusTotal and VTZilla. VTZilla is VirusTotal's. See, this other one is faking to be VirusTotal, I guess. I don't think they're part of VirusTotal. See, this one doesn't have any of that in there. And that's what I guess I might not have thought of that if I hadn't saw that in I'm going to close it and go to the next one. Let's see, Web Compat. That's another Mozilla. Web Developer, okay. Background. Yeah, beautify. That's what they call it. Beautify the code. There's when you in. I've learned a little bit about using IDEs, programs to edit programs with, and anyway, and HTML. I started with HTML editors in about '98 or '99, and learning anything like that, you know. Anyway, there's always good ones. Always have a little feature called beautify the code. Really makes it look nicer and easier to read. That's all what it does. Just puts, you know, makes it laid out. It's amazing how much easier it is to read laid out like this than it is in one long, you know, jumbled up mess. Which one is this? Oh, YouTube. Okay. Whoops. Yeah, you could always go read a tutorial on how to edit JavaScript, and you could edit this if you wanted to. Some of them say don't do that. You know, they have like copyrights on them, and some of them say they're open source, so you could do that without anyone being upset with you about it. Usually, if they're on GitHub or something, they probably are open source. Okay, so I'm not good. That's the reason I'm using that search, because I'm not good at searching with my eyes. So actually, I'm not even gonna. I'm gonna put ff install 25, not .download, and then that should, if it's in there, it'll find it. What did I just do? Oh, I thought I had deleted all that for a second there. Okay, so let's just start back at the top again. Well, first let's go to. Yeah, let's start at the top. There's not that many ahead of it. So, of course, that won't be in any of those lists, but over here, oops. I'm getting tired. Okay, it's not in that one. I think that I already forgot the name of the other page, but the one I've been talking about for the last 2 hours. I think that it is the one that, refresh my preview over there. It's the one that opened up the bad fake update. Yeah, and I'm going to uninstall it in a minute. Which one is it? Is this it? No, it wasn't translate. It was the safe web, this one here. But before I did anything to it, I wanted to, yeah, addonbrowser.com. Okay, so we're gonna, let's go ahead and go to, where is it? Safe web. Sorry. We'll go there so I can remember that's the one I want to uninstall. Well, there it is right there. Their homepage is addonbrowser.com. Well, you dummy. How come you didn't notice that before? So yeah, or if you don't want to look around in the code, then how about just look right there. See, that's what I mean. I'm not good at proof positive. I'm not. When you can't do a search, see, on these pages, in my defense. So yeah, that's the one I want to get rid of. I could have found it right there from day one if I would have just noticed that. So yeah, that's the one. I'm glad. I had a feeling I should check more information on that one because I didn't really spend a lot of time, you know, checking into it. And so now we know. I mean, I see what a mess that is. I mean, I can't even really hardly read it with it like that. Okay, and that was, which one was it? Safe search by image, yeah, safe image search, style us. I would be shocked if I found this other, you know, FS install thing in any of these. But there's more, in you know, looking in the code, there's more than one address in there too. So turns out I could have found it if I would have just noticed their homepage address. But I mean, like I said, I like to learn. I like to figure things out. So this is pretty. This has been turning out. It was nothing but frustration. Now it's turned out to actually be interesting to find this out. Okay, so I just keep on searching for FSNST 25 is what I'm doing here. And then I get in a hurry, and then I forget where I've been, where I haven't been, and that's V2Zilla. Okay, then we got the web developer. See, that one for some reason looks uglier than the others, even though it's been beautified. I don't know why. Maybe I just don't like forward slashes. That one looks real nice. I like the way it looks. Okay, it makes a difference because of because it's so much easier to read. Okay, now I already did a screenshot of that, right? Go over here and look. Yeah, that's the last screenshot I did. Okay. So let's do a screenshot there. And we need to do a screenshot of this. A screenshot of that. I don't know if I hit it or not. I think now I feel good about having found the problem. I don't, not fantastic. Always still a little worried, especially when that, you know, I haven't found any reference to that other download. It's still just my, could be nothing but conjecture, you know, thinking that I need to put that so that I can find that again. Enable add-on debugging. Learn more. Oh, okay. Firefox. Yeah, there we go. Learn more about enable add-on debugging. Yeah, I clicked on that debugging, didn't I? Let's see. Okay, if you click debugging, you'll see it asking to accept incoming connection. Click OK. And we'll start. Oh, a debugging program is going to come in. Oh. Okay, well, let's see what this is about. Oh, I don't want to watch. I don't know that you won't get your video blocked by playing someone else's video during your video, so I won't do that. Well, let's see what happens if we do load a temporary add-on. Enable add-on debugging. Okay, well, nothing's happening so far. Oh, you got to click on debug. Okay, now where's the bad one that I'm fixing to get rid of? This one here. Okay. There it is. Uh-huh. I'm gonna do it to learn about this. I don't know. You think it's a good idea? Oops. Oops. There it is. Okay. Content security policy, ignoring unsafe line with script. Content security policy, ignoring HTTPS. So that I just right there, right off the bat, without understanding very much about it, I think that they have put some code in there to ignore the security warnings, is what it sounds to me like. Load denied, Google. Let's see. I wonder if I can do can't open up the search in there. Okay, so that is very interesting. I did not know you could do anything like that. Console debugger. Okay, I'm on inspector. Console. There we go. Lots of warnings and content security policy, unsafe line. See there, that's the ones that really stand out to me. This is very similar to the add-on that I was showing earlier. Style editor, performance, start. I don't want to do that. Okay, network. Okay. Storage. That must be where it's being kept. Well, this may be where it's being kept on this debugger. What it did is it loaded this debugging program remotely. This is like the window for the remote debugging program that's up on their server, on Mozilla servers, evidently. I'm going to see if I can close that. Okay, now I'm going to disable debugging. Okay. Well, let's see. Nah, I'll just disable. I like to keep a record with screenshots, but sometimes it's you don't understand later, and that's not something I think I could load a temporary add-on. I don't know, but that's interesting, but I'm not going to. Tabs, workers. Okay. I guess it was a job of. I don't know. Okay, so anyway, now what I want to do, I'm going to close that. Did I ever? Let's go see about my. I've lost track of all my. You can leave a lot of these. They use up memory, so I'm going to close these. That safe web is not safe. Very bad. Okay, I got a little screenshot. I was trying to get a screenshot. but I did end up getting the big screenshot. Okay, and I got that one. Okay, I think that's all I needed of that. Okay, and I can't remember those. Yeah, this is where, yeah. I don't even know how you, I guess I could try and make a review myself, but I don't really want to take the time to do it, to be honest. It's been hours, days. Actually, I've been 3 or 4 days trying to figure out what's going on with this. So, maybe I'll go back. I'd have, of course, have a Firefox account, and I could go and do it. But okay, well that I believe is probably the root of all my problems. So at least I can uninstall this, and there's not an uninstall button on this. Oh, there it is. Remove right there. Okay, let's do that. I think I've already got a screenshot of the main part of it, but I might be able to do it with Nimbus. I'm gonna see if I can do it. I don't think you can do it in this. Yeah, I don't think it'll work. You have to be on a regular web page. For some reason, maybe that's good, security reasons, but Nimbus won't work on that page. Okay, so the regular, I just hit print screen. I have print screen set up to take a full screen screenshot with Shutter screenshot tool. That's how I have my system set up. So, and I close those because they surprisingly use up memory really fast. So I'm going to remove it. Okay, now it's gone. Okay. Now I'm going to close Firefox and open it back up. Oh, look. I think it opened that page. There it is. Notifications. Yes, this is the page I'm always talking about. And it did it. When I see it tried to get me back for taking it out of there. But this is, it looks like just some things from advertisement page, and they want you to download all these different add-ons, but I think they're probably all malicious. I wonder if, all I did was just page up and down that thing, and that's what happened. Oh, there it is. Well, they're definitely trying to get me. This is the bad one, the really bad one. Okay, so they are connected. That was what I was trying to figure out. I was going to start looking for that on the page. I don't know what that fav icon's probably malicious too. Let's see if that's, no, there's nothing that says that on there. So right now I'm going to hit deny before it's too late. I'll do a screenshot of that. Wants to give me notifications in my browser, and looks like it's not taking the block. Hopefully I'm going to be able to successfully uninstall it without any trouble. Okay. Oh, it went somewhere else. Oh, a game.
Me. Are you a boy or a girl?
All kinds of crap. Yeah, this is a bad thing. So I'm going to keep taking screenshots and closing them. Okay, so that's what's causing me both of those things to open up. So just as I was saying, I'm not sure what's causing it. It happened. Okay. Now, luckily, I can, and I'm not going to demonstrate anything on this because this is the one that I'm most scared of. Okay, so got lots of screenshots here. Okay. But I'm definitely going to add those to my collection of screenshots on that. Okay, so I think I'll even close the screenshot app for now. Hopefully I am okay now. We'll see. We're going to close our browser and let it finish closing down. Let's go over here. Yeah, no Firefox running now. I want to make sure my stream is all good. I'm really kind of excited to have caught that in my video. Yeah, that's a malicious add-on. I probably should kind of do a blog post and then like put a review, review in there, and put a link to my video and my blog post. I should probably, well, if they let you put links in there, they may not in the reviews, but well, it'd be good for me to add to the discussion and well, with this review of showing it happening, with this video of showing it happening, it would I can prove it that it's what's doing it. Okay, so nothing's popping up so far. See I have to log in again. That's what I was talking about with my normally that just automatically logs in, but it's using a cookie evidently, and so when that cookie gets deleted, so then the password is in my passwords, so all I have to do is do that. Just remember not to click on login with Facebook. Would never log into anything with Facebook. All they do is they track too much as it is, and they're not going to use them to log into something. So then I'm back to normal with that. Now, I don't know. But see, and I showed earlier, I added that to my exceptions list, so I don't know why it does that, but that's aggravating, but I'll live with it for now because I'm not going to turn that, I'm not going to leave those cookies on there. Maybe later, but see, they just give you enough choices. Well, I'm not going to go back to it right now. Tools, add-ons. I want to make sure that thing is not back in there. What was it? Oh yeah, it was a safe scanner thing. So I got VTZilla, but I don't have that thing. Let's go to my screenshots now. I've already forgot what it was called. Yeah, there's one of the first bad things. You have to figure out which way to go. And yeah, I guarantee you that's probably something more than just a fab icon. I bet there's something malicious about that. There's the actual page add-on browser, and there's this game that opened up. It was talking to me. I could hear it. I had to hit block twice there, and then when I hit it the second time, I hit the 9, then I hit block. That's a Firefox notice, unless it was faked, of course, but I think it is. And it opened up that game when I hit it again. Okay, yeah, there we go. Let's see. So, yeah, safe web with VirusTotal. That's what I was trying to make sure. Yeah, there's no safe web with VirusTotal in here, so I don't think it couldn't fight. It wasn't at least able to fight being uninstalled. So, and that is a regular add-on that supposedly, it's in the Firefox add-on store or whatever they call it. They call it the Chrome store on Chrome. I don't think they call it a store on Firefox. I'm not sure. Hopefully, it's okay now. Of course, I could do. We could do something. It could be a little risky, but I could get that addonbrowser.com and paste it into do a text search. But it could set something off too. So I'm not going to do it right now. I'm tired and I want to quit and eat supper. But I could. Sometimes I've used Crusader or other file man. I used Total Commander in Windows to find malware by just doing a, let's say I would get in I'm going to cache because I know that's where it's going to be. That just needs to be cleaned out. I wonder if I could just, I don't know if it would break things if I manually deleted all that cache. There's a lot in there. Oh, I think you can empty cache from within Firefox, can't you? I might do that here in a second. .mozilla. That's what I was thinking of. I could go in there and do a search for text and do, add-on, they're still on and do addonbrowser.com and see if it's still in there. But I may do that. Could do it right now, I guess, but I think I'm going to start doing it right now. Oh, look. One time, a counter on one of my web pages, an old counter, a JavaScript counter that I had on there for years, got taken. The website that the counter pointed to got taken over by some malware people, and it kept opening up game stuff kind of like this on my own website, and it took me forever to find it out. But and this is one of the ways I found it. I found out where it was, and I finally figured out what was going on. It took me weeks to figure it out. Well, it's still in there. Still in my profile. It's in form history. It's in cookies. Site security, service state, valve icons, cookies, default cookies. Why is there two separate? If you're on Windows and you hit a malware by doing it, now if you do a search like this and you hit a file that's malware in Windows, you're going to get infected by doing this. I've had it happen before. Or at the very least, it's going to pop off your virus program, assuming you have a good one running, live real-time virus. This, I think, is just, I don't think it's well, it could be. I was going to say I don't think it's an actual virus, malware, rootkit type of thing. Well, I don't think so, because if it was a rootkit or a regular virus, my ClamAV scan would have saw it. I think it's a really more tricky kind of thing that can still do. It can entice you into clicking on what's going to end up being the malware and the viruses and all that stuff. That's what I think it is. Now what I could do when I'm done with this search is delete these files, and I may do that, or I could refresh Firefox, but that doesn't guarantee it's going to get rid of all this, does it? I think I'm going to delete these individually. Is it done? No, yes. Sometimes it slows down the search. I think when it's done, it'll go over to that other tab. Yeah, see, there's numbers are still changing. See, I'm searching for text, addonbrowser.com, inside of every file in my .mozilla folder. That's what I'm doing. In my home.mozilla folder. So see, the war's not over yet. It might all that add-on. Well, it might not come back, but it could still be doing its dirty work, because all this stuff has been spread out through my Firefox. And this is my installed portion. This is not the one, like I could just delete my, I can't go there now while that's going on. I could just go to home.don. How's everything going here? Yeah, Crusader is beginning to use some resources. So I was going to open up another window of Crusader, but I really can't. I could go to home.don Firefox and just delete that whole thing and just start over, but that's not where it's at. It's in home.don.mozilla, so it won't help me. So I just let it keep searching. I don't know how long it'll take. Yeah, I think I'll close Firefox so that it's, won't get denied permission to, something that's being used. A file it can't search because it's being used. Okay. There's some more. Look at that. Now, I guess, I mean, from what I've read, it was only, it was a couple of advice sites, really. It wasn't Mozilla telling you this, and really I'd rather see it from Mozilla. What's that? That's a script. Anything that has that kind of, well, usually that looks like a terminal window. That's usually a script or an executable. What is this? Debugger profile extensions. Oh, I wonder if that's because of that little. It's actually that's crazy because there's this default Chrome folder inside of your Firefox. I don't know why, but it's always been Chrome's things that say Chrome this and Chrome that inside of your Firefox folders. Profile extensions. Oh, it's finished searching now. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to say feed the list box. I'll put Mozilla, not .mozilla, because I don't think the dot will work. Sometimes if you put any, I don't remember about, well, that's browser.com. Okay, let's do that. I use it whenever I'm worried that it'll mess things up in the program that I'm in. I'll use a dash instead of. I could do it there too. .mozilla. Okay, that to me that's my replacement for. Okay, and there we go. Sometimes it won't work. You won't get your. Okay, so SQLite. Is that a? Well, it just says. Okay, it's an SQLite file, but it's not the cookie. Oh, there's an SQLite too. File of icons. I think what's going to happen here, I'm thinking I'm going to delete these, but I think it's got more in it than just that. I think it's like everything. But this is way more. I mean, if I do the Firefox refresh, it may clean all this out, but it may not. I don't know if each one of these things are going to be cleaned out or not. But it's definitely still on my system. Don't want to open any of them. Sometimes you get curious, and I was thinking about, well, I can open that text file. Okay, so let's see what each one of them is. Debugger, that may be from when I was running that debugger a while ago. Okay, cookies, SQLite. Oh, default cookies SQLite. Well, that's all my cookies. Well, I don't care. I'm going to delete it. 5 icons, I don't care about those. Form history, I don't care about that. Places, well, I don't care about that. Site security, service state, I don't know what that'll do to me. Metadata, I don't know about that either. But that just says addonbrowser.com, so maybe that's all it has to do with. Okay. Addonbrowser.com. This is definitely malware. Okay, now here's what I'm going to do. Select all, delete. Now when you delete in Firefox, unless you change the settings, it permanently deletes. It doesn't go to your trash and still hang around. So I'm going to delete them. And my Firefox may not run after this, I don't know, but those are still definitely there and able to do harm, I'm pretty sure. Okay, now see, that's cool about how you can do that in Crusader. Okay, now go back to Mozilla. Now I won't do anything else again right now. Let's just see if Firefox will open up without breaking. So far, so good. I don't know how many any screens. Well, I'm doing a video, so if I don't get all the screenshots I wanted, let's see, what did I do? Yeah, I think I may have done my screenshots. Okay. Uh-oh. Might be slowing down. Firefox. Oh, Firefox is using more CPU than uh-oh. I don't know if I can go back to it. There it is. Let's just close that. I don't know. It may be using a lot because it's trying to replace. See there? Look at that. I think I might have broke something because it's using too much CPU and too much memory with nothing going on. I'm on google.com, so I'm gonna wait. Is this leveling? I was hoping it would level off like it's doing some hard work of remaking all those files that I deleted, but clean, you know, like all the cookies and all that. That still seems to be climbing though, the memory usage. Can only let so much happen or my machine will lock up on me. It's taking its time there. I can still go there. I'm not going to try to go to another page or anything. Oops, wrong one. That's what's great about having this though. I'm going to end process if I can. Yeah, there we go. And try opening it up again. Okay, no. Whoops. Oh, it's not done. It's not done shutting down yet. It's getting ready to though. See, it does zombie when it's not working quite right usually. There we go. Okay, now Mozilla. I mean, that may be it's probably a down and dirty way of getting rid of that stuff, but well, I just felt like that was the best way to do it. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I looked for Mozilla. Did I look for Mozilla in there? This is why I keep this system monitor up and running the whole time my system's running. So when things like that happen, you can kill it before it's too late. You can use this right here. Click on that and then click on the window of what it is. And sometimes though it doesn't quite do it, and I'm just so used to using this I forget, but sometimes it actually doesn't work. And in here, if it doesn't work, you can right click and say force it. Okay, let's open it up one more time and see what it does. Let me make sure my video is still working. I thought I was going to quit about 45 minutes ago, and I didn't because I ran into figuring the problem out. Okay, oh, it went back. Yeah, since I force closed it, it went back to where I left off. Is what it did. That's normal. Okay, so yeah, it's doing it again. Not quite. Well, I mean, it'll do. Oh, that's OBS Studio. No, it's not doing it again. So far, it's actually perfect right now. See, 238, 265 megabytes, 269 megabytes. No CPU usage whatsoever. Okay. Sometimes sometimes Firefox will do that for whatever reason you don't know. Maybe usually when you're like watching YouTube videos or something, or just on some page that maybe has too much. I call it TMJ, too much Java, or TMF, too much Flash. Of course, I don't have Flash installed on this anymore, but it does have a Java. I think there's I don't have Java. You've seen that 100 times today. I don't have Java installed in itself, but I think there's a built-in Java player in Firefox now, kind of like Chrome. I think it has something like that in it. Okay, so let's see if we can go to our add-ons again. Of course, it shouldn't be in there because it's not in there. Okay. Okay, now, and so far so good. I'm gonna go to my oops, I didn't type it right. I want to go to YouTube. I don't want to search for nothing. Okay, now where's my, didn't doesn't show my live. Oh, I'm not signed in. Okay, let's see if I can sign in. I might have broken my passwords and stuff. Let's see. No, it's still there. Okay. Now, I guess I'm still going to have to go to my channel. I was trying to go. Yeah, I guess that deleted. Yeah, I deleted my whole cookies file. I just remembered that. Okay. Go. Yeah, I guess. Okay, no, that's where I'm at. Okay. Yeah. I deleted my whole cookies file. There we go. Of course, I'm getting. Well, I'm doing remote desktop, so it's. Okay, yeah. Let's go home or something now. I think maybe it's going to be okay. Yeah. Good. I was on YouTube and it wasn't using much at all. Of course, I just got off of there, but now if I log into this again, I may end up having to do that every time, but I'm not going to. Well, I won't go back in there again. I'm not going to let it keep cookies unless it aggravates me to death. Okay. So far, so good. I think that's good enough to say that it's probably all right. Close that just so I won't keep wondering if it's using up. Alright, now I'm in .mozilla again. I'm going to do the search again. Let's see. Text. Still in my. You always have to make sure that case, by default, that case sensitive is in there, and you don't usually want case sensitive. It usually just makes you not find everything. Okay, let's see if anything else comes up again. Let's see if it. Uh-oh. It's not gone. I don't know why it's persistent like that. But that one is default places. You know, it might have done a recovery and put that back. It may have put it all back in there. You know, I had to force close it like that. Might have done a recovery. It might have, you know, when you like, you know, when it goes back to the last page you were on, when you force close an app or Firefox, it may be a lot more going on in the background than you realize. And so it may have put, we'll see, but it may have put it all back. So it might have been, if it might have rebuilt everything without that if I wouldn't have force closed it, but I got scared that it was going to mess things up. Really waiting too long. I've got some nuts. I'm going to go ahead and eat some of these. I've got some walnuts. My mom likes, I like cashews, and she likes pecans, but she ordered pecans. We order our groceries and then pick them up at Walmart, but if they don't have what you want, they'll substitute with whatever the heck that particular person is in the mood to give you, and I hate that. That's one thing I hate. Anyway, I like walnuts okay, but anyway, she doesn't like them, so I get to eat some walnuts. Oh, it's pretty good. The one thing I don't like about walnuts is if you like break them open yourself, they'll have that really bad tasting papery stuff in, you know, that's in the shell. These are cleaned up. They're pretty good. Sometimes if you buy a cheap brand of walnuts, they will still have that on them. I'm not cleaned up. I thought I was done and fixing to quit. I guess I was only getting started. Felt like I breathed in. I didn't breathe one in, I don't think, but it felt like I did. It's doing okay. Well, the first time I did that search, it was brought up 3 or 4 of them right quick, so maybe this is the only one that's still in there. Okay, I'll quit smacking in your ear. Nope, there's another one. Okay, so I think I'm hoping it's just the browser recovery that brought those back. Because if it's persistent enough to come back on its own, then I'm in trouble. I wouldn't bother with refreshing Firefox. I'll just reformat the whole system. I need to get that off my backup drive too. Okay, there's only 2. So I think it did rebuild its cookies folder and all that stuff successfully. But do another screenshot of that. Finish searching. This can actually help me later when I forget, you know. But I can look through these screenshots, and most of the time it'll jog my memory back. My place default places. My place default storage default HTTPS. Okay, feed to list box. Home done. And I'll do dash Mozilla like I did before. And dash instead of .com. Okay. Be careful, I don't want to delete my backup video. That's what that is on the other side. Okay. It could be anywhere else in there. I won't search it right now because I am really concerned about overworking the machine. Matter of fact, I'm going to close Crusader while I open up Firefox again. That'll help the machine. There we go. Okay. This time I'll try and let it, you know, if it's working hard for a while, I'll try and let it close that. Okay, see, now it's logging back in automatically on this one. So that time it didn't delete the cookies. Of course, what I deleted manually wasn't anything to do with cookies. Now I clicked on Google and it's not going there. And that's because it's doing it again. 26% of CPU, almost a gig of memory, over a gig of memory now. It did switch over. I don't. Every machine I get on, it keeps doing. I started it and I quit it earlier today. That Google. Let's see. There's less work for that page than any others. I'm going to let it sit there this time and see. I mean, I'm really experimenting here because I don't know what of those files you can get away with deleting and what you can't, like I'm doing manually like that. But since I have no clue as to whether all that would be deleted by doing a refresh, I thought about it for a second. I thought there's no point in doing a refresh, just hoping that it. I mean, I guess I could have did a refresh and then did a search again. And if this doesn't work out right, maybe I'll have to do that. I guess, okay, so if this doesn't ever calm down, and I have to close it. Well, it's starting to, maybe, no. And I have to close it, and, what I did a while ago, then now it's calming down. Okay, nope, yes, no, yes, no. Then I could try the refresh button and then do that search again through the Crusader, and if nothing shows up, then I'll feel like maybe I'm okay. Of course, it could be spread out in other places. It might not just be in the Mozilla folders. Thinking about that now. It depends on how prolific. If it could spread out throughout, I don't know if that's part of the natural way Firefox works, or if it's spread out through Firefox. If that's all spread out through Firefox, on its own, then it probably spread out anywhere it could in my home directories at least. It probably couldn't get any root directories or anything because it wouldn't have permissions. But be just acting like any other normal Trojan or virus or malware of any kind. Just spreads throughout your machine and it goes anywhere it can and works from there. So if you delete it in one place, it's over there going, ha ha, I'm over here, and you didn't do nothing to me. So it's working. I keep wanting to click and see if it'll work. Click on other things, but it shouldn't be just sitting there on Google.com. That does not use 27% of a quad core and a gig of memory. So there's something going on. Either something going on in the background trying to restore what I deleted, or it's the malware causing this because I deleted some of its files. It's not popping up any more pop-ups. That's good, right? Let's go ahead and see if we can go to add-ons. And it didn't put itself back in the add-ons. That's a good thing, but it's also not any conclusive evidence that it's completely gone yet either. It's just sitting there like that. It's not getting any worse like it was before, but it's just sitting there like that. So, I could go into, well, I don't really want to open up Crusader can use a lot of resources. I could go in there and watch try to watch some of the, I don't know, like the cookies file or something, and see if it's growing or something, or whatever. Yeah, I wouldn't really know where to go, but you could sit there and watch and see if files are growing, like they're being rebuilt, or see if new files pop up that are not bad ones, It's just sitting there like that. I was going to go into another page just to see. It's not signed in, but I'm not going to do that again. I did it, and then I'm like, well, then of course I didn't show my password, but I showed the email I was using, Not the end of the world, but I don't really like doing that. Okay, now it's more. And that page has got more on it. Yeah, normally, I don't constantly peer at how much Firefox is using, but even if it was using a gig, well, not for that page, it wouldn't be using no gig of memory and no 27%. Machines, since I've got that much work going on with the OBS Studio doing my stream, and then that together, that's quite a bit. That's about 50% of the CPU power of the machine, and that's overall. So that's 50% of 4 cores, from what I understand how this works here. So you can look at that. Well, that kind of uses, to look at that graph, it uses system resources. But yeah, see, it's not just 1 core, it's all 4 of them working pretty hard. So let's go back to the home page and go back to there again. I think that's my best bet. I can't think of, yeah, see, it went up and down. I would think by now it would quit doing that. Don't know. I mean, I've never done this before in Firefox. But, oh, I thought it said K Google. I was like, what? But that's the memory, so many K. So many kilobytes, right? Yeah, kilobytes. Shared memory is only 120, but the memory that it's using is right under a gig. So it looks like it's over a gig, but it's actually just under a gig. It's always hard to estimate that. And of course, oh, and there it tells you all the details of what the processor's using up. Well, I don't want to just sit there and watch it on video, but I'm kind of stuck here too. If I want to fix it, it seems like I'm going to have to wait. If I force close it like I did a while ago, then oh, maybe I can just, instead of force closing it like I did a while ago, I can just close it normally and it won't do the restore thing. That's a novel idea. Actually, I probably didn't have to force close it. I forced closed it because I was scared it was going to lock up my machine, but it actually wasn't in a non-responsive mode. It was just using more resources than I thought it should. There. Yeah, that closed just fine and dandy. Close it normally and open it back up. I guess I'll have to run that little searching and see how long it's taken though to shut down. I mean, it doesn't always shut down real fast, but it's only one thread, I guess you would say, Firefox running, or one process. Not thread, really. Threads is generally like network connections, I think. Well, no. They use the word thread when they're talking about processes, too, I think. It's not shutting down at all, though. I may have to force it. So maybe I've broken something then. Sometimes though, Firefox will get all whacked out for other reasons that I don't know. You know, just some page I've been on or whatever. Maybe something went wrong, and then after I reboot the system, it's fine again. Oh, there we go. It was crashing. That's why it didn't. Oh, yeah, sending that in. Quit Firefox. That's what I want to do. Oh, it did send the report. Okay. I think I have it turned on to send the report. There. Now. Of course. Let's go ahead and open it up again. Heck, if it don't run any better than that, I may not be able to use the refresh button. I was thinking, okay, should I start searching again, you know, in the folders like I did a while ago? Or okay, now it's okay. Hey, that's more like it. Okay, back to normal. I won't even bother logging into anything this time. Okay, so it's back to normal. Okay, let's go to some other page or something. I never click on those, but that's something to go to. Yeah, see, that's normal. Okay, now let's see if we can close it successfully. Okay, no Firefox. Okay, now need to see if that stuff is still in there or not. And since I don't want to spend forever, later I think I will search my whole home directory, but right now I'm just going to search Mozilla again. You'll see it's back to case sensitive since I closed the app. So take that off. Okay, addonbrowser.com. Let's see if that's still in there. It's still in there. Crap. Okay, so instead of waiting for it to finish this time, I'm gonna stop it. Well, let's see. I would like to know how many of them's in there. One or just that one, or both of those others. And last time it was 2. I guess I'll wait. It's not too long, like a minute or 2. See exactly what's in there still, and then I'll use the refresh button and see if it gets rid of it. If it doesn't, then the next thing to do would really be to search my whole home directory and see if it's spread throughout the whole home directory. But I'm starving. I'm gonna have to eat my supper. So I ate those nuts, and that's gonna help some. But I guess I'm gonna have to do. What I can do is get that search started and go get me something to eat, but I don't want to just leave the video running when I'm not even here. So, especially since it's already over 2 hours long. Now wait a minute, that stupid counter is always wrong. It starts at -1 hour, so it shows 2 hours. So that means I've been going 3 hours. That's crazy. It just only does that in Debian. I'm running Debian 8, I believe. But it's Firefox. I've got the newest Firefox. It's Firefox 60 on there and everything. And it still does that. So Firefox doesn't run the same in every well, of course they're both Linux, Fedora on that I'm using right here that you're seeing, and then Debian on the laptop, but different distributions of Linux. So let's check everything is alright on the system still. Just gotta wait for that to get done. I just thought of something. There's another searcher, this one here, that's built into Mate Search Tool. It comes with Mate Desktop. It's actually really fast. Faster than this one. I don't know if I can do a text search inside of files with it or not, though. I wouldn't try it at the same time as this one, and since I'm not really don't even remember if I've ever done, if it can do it, don't know if I've done it before, then I probably wouldn't make mistakes. So I've been using, when I first got into Linux in 2005, my favorite file manager was Total Commander for Windows, and so when I discovered Crusader, there was Genome something that was built, Twin Panel File Manager and Crusader, and I tried them both, and I decided, I actually found the Genome one first, then I found Crusader, and then I decided this is my favorite of all time. It's got the best features. It can do more stuff even than Total Commander. And plus, I use Linux, so it's what I use all day, every day. But you can open up a terminal from here. I can click on that button and open up a terminal. There's the other one that I just got through deleting. It keeps coming back. Open up the terminal window in whatever folder I'm in, and rename, multi-rename. Click on that one to get Crusader with root privileges. You can just do everything to do with file management with it, just about everything. It's not quite finished yet, it's still working. There, finish searching. Alright, we'll do this time I won't delete them. I will go use the refresh button in Firefox. Okay, now Shutter is still running. Well, I'm fixing to use it again anyway, so it doesn't use much if you get rid of and you can't make it not keep those previews. Okay, now let's open up Firefox again. See what it does when it's opening up. Now see, it makes it work fairly hard at the beginning there, but it usually goes on back down to normal pretty quickly. Yeah, see, that's what it always does, as far as I can tell. Now, I want to go to help, troubleshooting. So the thing I've been not really wanting to do, I'm going to go ahead and do it. Refresh Firefox. I'm desperate now. I mean, I see what it is. I know what the problem is. I know what's in there, and I can't get it out manually. So refresh this thing. Okay. Do a screenshot for my posterity there. Of course, I do have the video, but of course it takes a long time to watch a 3-hour video. So there we go. Just closed it. Okay. Following items are being imported: cookies, browsing history, save form history, save passwords, other data, windows and tabs. Okay, it did that all on its own. It supposedly makes Firefox run better when you refresh it. They're always asking if you want to do it, and I have had lots of trouble. You know, I've always griping about my bookmarks taking too long, and you know, things won't work well. I always attributed it to having so many bookmarks, but we'll see. We'll see what. Well, I may not get to see because I may have a affected system still. I mean, basically, I hate to say it, but, and this is since 2005. This is only the second time I've ever had any kind of, you know, infestation on a Linux system, ever. One other time, it was some sort of thing on a website. Somebody sent me some little app of a thing that you click on, and it was supposed to do something, and it locked up my system, and I didn't want to wait. I used to, normally if a Linux system locks up, you can hard shut down the system and then boot it back up and it's fine. Well, that time it broke my file system, and I didn't know how to fix it back then. So I had to, I didn't lose all my files. I was able to copy all my personal data to another, you know, copy it over to another drive and then start over and rebuild, which is the best thing to do anyway, but because I didn't know what it was, if it was just unlucky lockup that I broke the system by hard shutting it down, or if it was malware that broke my file system, you know. But I've had some scares, but I've never had any. This is a real infection. This is an actual Linux, you know, box infected with some malware. I mean, I'd call this malware for sure because it's spread itself out. I haven't seen it come back, but I'm pretty darn sure with my experience with Windows systems that it would be coming back. I'll do another screenshot of that. It would be coming back. I'd be willing to bet. I'd say there's an 80% chance or something like that that it's coming back in my mind, or it was coming back. We'll hope that if I keep seeing traces of it, but when I search, you know, the files inside the files, if I keep seeing traces of it, then I figure it's still there and still can do something, you know. So and that's going to be the other real challenge, is to get all of it out of my backup drive so that it doesn't, if it's capable of crawling through a system like Windows viruses can, then it could crawl through I've seen it. I've had one of my backup drives that had a lot of Windows files on it. I've seen a file crawl through there, you know, and get in more. It showed up in all other folders. It was crawling through that backup drive, and don't remember. Actually, that might have been the one that I accidentally broke it. I shorted it out, plugging it into a USB adapter. I had already. I tried to hot swap the power. Success. Okay, it's ready to go. Restore all windows and tabs. Restore only the ones you want. There's a notice. Oh, the same old thing you always get. Okay, I'm just going to do screenshots first. get another. Oh, I hit the wrong button. I was like, why am I getting my screenshot? I don't remember what windows I had open, to be honest. I'll just say restore all windows and tabs, I guess. I don't think I had but one or two open. I may have only had the one where I did the refresh at. Yeah, that's all I had. Okay. Let's go see how it's doing over here. It's doing great. Okay. About profiles. Let's go to about profiles. See what my new profile is. Oh, that's for the dev edition. Okay, and this is a profile in use and it cannot be deleted. Okay. Oh, okay, the cache is that one there. Okay. Oh, wait, use Crusader too. Okay. I want that in number 4. Okay. So that's where my profile is. Now, of course, that's where I had left off, was right there. Okay, so I'm not going to do anything. Yeah, see, there's that pocket. Let's go ahead and open up my bookmarks and let's see if they're all there. My bookmarks don't look like they're there. Oh, yeah, they are. Okay. There. For a minute there, I thought they were all gone. So all my bookmarks are there. I'm always talking about how many. Go kind of slow enough to get the idea. Yeah, I have a lot. And I depend on them. I'll do a search through the whole thing and find things, you know, and it's not going all the way to the bottom. Okay, so I don't need that anymore. It was opening another window, not just another tab. Let's see if I hit home. Oh, yeah, I lost my home. Oh, I've lost my... There we go. I'm not going to do all that right now, but I got to at least get the basics there. Now, before I close it, I think I'll do cookies. Yeah, cookies till they expire, no. Until I close Firefox. Always accept third-party cookies. Why would this wonderful open source Firefox is supposed to be protecting your privacy and all that junk? Well, number one, why would they? How did they let that piece of crap add-on get in their system? And number two is why won't they tell you to really never accept third-party cookies by default? All right. Yeah, I got some junk to grab about now. Okay, so that's how I want that. I'm gonna close Firefox. That's the only thing I'm gonna mess with right now. I've got a lot more I'll need to do. Right now, okay, .mozilla, search. Yep, you guessed it. I'm going to look, see if that's still in there again. Text. addonbrowser.com. One more time. If it's not gone, then I'll be done for the day. And I don't know what other, I mean, maybe I'll have another idea tomorrow. We'll see. But all that searching, I'm going to get me a little snack. I'll knock my phone off on the floor. Oh, crap. You saw it before I did, didn't you? Shoot. It's in the same place still. I can't get it to... how's it putting itself back? Well, it's malware. So it's probably got a root somewhere else. It's finished searching. It's only in that place now. Before I start jumping, I've got one of those mini, like 1 or 2 byte chocolate bars. At least it's only got one. Places. We could try going there this time. What is that? Search. I don't know which search it is. I'm going to say it's search 3. Can't type. Well, at least it helped, but it didn't get rid of it. So you see, okay, this is it's an SQLite file. home.don.mozilla Firefox 67. There it is. That's the new profile, evidently. Default. Or was that a file? No. .default. Okay, so it's in there. Oh, places. There it is. Places SQLite. That's the offending file. Well, why does it keep coming back? I wonder if we can view that. Oh, okay, so it's a... Now, somewhere in here, should be able to find that address, probably. It's right there. That's what that means, right there. See, now there's some text that's readable over here, but it's not showing up over there. There it is. I think it was part of that string. Now, it's in there more than once. Looks like it's in there over and over and over. It's hard to say maybe I can hit edit and, you know, sort of just view, hit edit and try to manually take those lines out. But this is, I guess that's what, I forgot the word. Anyway, this is not like a text-based program. This is a program. Well, it's an SQLite file, but anyway, it's written just like a regular program. See, SQLite format. It's written like, I don't know how to do this, is what I'm trying to say. I don't know how to edit those. Years ago, before I played with some Windows programs for editing, I guess these are binary files. I'm not sure if that's what you call them. I see all these words thrown around and I get the idea, but I don't know 100%, you know. Places. I wonder if I could trick it by somehow. There's only one other idea I have, and that's to completely uninstall Firefox, make sure all the folders are deleted, and then reinstall it and pretty sure that's a new profile. I mean, I wouldn't have been able to remember the numbers anyway, even if I, you know, really tried. But let's make these the same on either side. Yeah. So here's the other one. and I think that's the one for Firefox developer version. And this might be one of the files that you know, makes it act up when it's gone. What was the other file? It's in a weird order now. Okay, let's see. What I'm wondering is, you know, when I had those two files, yeah. What was the other one? Oh, okay. Default addonbrowser.com. I don't want to lose this one. Places SQLite is what it is. Where was it though? Oh, it's in default storage. Whole another place. Default storage. Default. I'm not finding it. It was, oh, that's the old profile. So what I'd be looking for is, oh, okay, profile.default, storage default. Okay, storage, there, default, and what's the other thing? And then HTTPS browser.com. Okay, so it's not there. So I guess it was in there. Am I looking at that right? Default, and then in that default folder there was an HTTPS addon browser.com. It's not there anymore. That's a good thing. Just looking at all the folders to make sure. Okay, so yeah. Okay, it was not in there. Storage default. Okay. The other thing I'm concerned about now, though, is could it be in HomeDon somewhere? Now, deleting that, it just keeps coming back. So maybe it's hidden over here in some other place and being put back. I'm going to do a screenshot of that so I can know that's the file. Hopefully I'll remember that's the file I may want to delete. Well, I think I have another screenshot showing, where is it? Yeah, showing the search results. So yeah, I can't. I just didn't do that because I was, like I was saying, you know, there's a whole lot more files in here, and it'll take a long time. I guess I'll let it go ahead and start searching right now, because that's the only other thing I can think of to do. That's to search my whole home directory, because maybe the file that keeps putting it back on me, HomeDon old, okay. Old Firefox data. That could be why it keeps coming back on me. Of course, maybe if I completely delete my places file, maybe it'll break Firefox, but I guess it doesn't really matter anymore. Okay, yeah, it's somewhere else. So what I'll do is I'll do that search, and I will delete it. Of course, I do have backups in my backup. Well, I don't want it though. If it's got that in there, I don't want it. So this is really a malicious, tricky malware. It really weaved its way into my system. You know, I could uninstall Firefox, like I was saying. Well, it's not gonna. I mean, with that still in there, it wouldn't. You know, it's a lot. When you uninstall, I don't know just how many of these backup type folders get removed. They may or may not all get removed, but I have had, you know, my problem with when I uninstalled and reinstalled was with, you know, something that broke and didn't work anymore, something happened, and I uninstalled it, reinstalled it. Sometimes it would fix it just like in Windows, but sometimes it didn't. And it really is kind of harder to find all the traces of applications in Linux because they can be in a lot of different places. More places, I don't know, well, I'm thinking back to Windows 98 and XP. It was simpler then in those days, but it can be in a lot of places. I mean, you've got, I don't think I can show it because, let's see how everything's going. Yeah, I don't think I can show those places right now because, let's get rid of this. Oh, that's empty right now. Well, let's just close it. I don't want to open. See, Crusader's already using 9% of my CPU, so I'm not going to open up another Crusader window. But you know, to show you the hierarchy of the Linux system. But this is just homed on. There's a whole. If you go to the root directory all the way back to that /1 the root of the whole file system, not the root user, then you've got the whole rest of the system. And you can't even go into a lot of that without. I could go into it with Crusader by using Crusader root mode, but it doesn't deny me to be able to delete them, so I don't need to do that. Now here's the what's this? That's the other one that thought was gone. Now it's showing up again. Oh, that's old. Okay. Yeah, so those are the last two. The last two. But there is a backup of them. I didn't know that folder existed. Homed on old Firefox. Oh, ooh. Homed on old Firefox. That was made with a refresh. Right? Read that over and over. It was going to make a folder called old. I guess it was old Firefox data. Yeah, I do remember it saying it was going to be called old, and Firefox was in the name. I remember those two things were in the name. So that's what it did make. I'd forgotten that. I was wondering if that would even work, but it did. It put it in my home directory. Didn't put it on my desktop. Well, actually, that would be on my desktop. I bet it shows up. Let's look and see. I think it'll show up on my desktop. That's how that. Yeah, there it is. That's how that works in this and for the Fedora 23. So it did work exactly like it should. Okay. So it should be, I would think, safe enough to not delete those, but I mean to leave those on there until I'm done with my work, you know, here. But well, they're useless to me infected though. They're basically infected files, so I could delete that file and that file and any others that come up, which this one should come up again in that search, the one that I've got highlighted there, which is what places, yeah, places SQLite. Let's see, I can move that over and down. Yeah, places SQLite. That should come up when it gets there. I mean, it's going to be a while. So yeah, we'll see. I guess, you know what, I just noticed those showed up first, so it's searching in the order of the way I have that ordered, and I have it ordered newest on top. So that's how that searcher works. So, but it's got to go through all that before it'll be done. So I'm going to let it do that while I go get me some supper. And I don't know, I'll just leave everything set up. Maybe I'll actually come back. I'm afraid if I do come back, I was going to say I'll come back and do a short video on how it turned out, but I'm afraid I'll come back and do a long video, and it's already almost 8 o'clock now. I'm afraid I'll do a long video and mess up my whole sleeping schedule and everything. Wear myself out, make myself sick, basically. I was sick all morning, couldn't do anything. Once I get going, I don't want to quit. But the only other idea I have, and I don't feel good about it, just uninstalling Firefox and reinstalling it. That's why I'm doing this, searching for any file that has this reference inside of it. That's when text inside of files. That's what I'm doing. Of course, it could be. You saw the file that I'm calling a binary file, the one that's a program, or well, it's written like a program, SQLite file. This one here. It's in there in code. You know, I think that's called binary code. But anyway, it's in there in the code and in plain text, both. You saw that highlights, you know, it showed you what codes corresponded to the text in there, and that's the way I understand it anyway. And just by good luck, you know, the way that that viewer worked out for me when I did a search in there. So I have, you know, how many different files is it in? You know, has it crawled around more? Is it in other? That's why I'm searching my whole home directory. And there are a few other directories like user share and stuff like that that aren't in your home directory. They're like off the root directory, where you know, your regular user can write. So that's what I'm going by. Whatever my regular user could write to, it's possible that this malware could write to any. It might be able to write itself to any of my regular user directories that have you know, DON permissions. Now the root ones that only have root permissions and need root permissions to write to, it probably didn't get in those. I guess before I completely reformat this system, I might do another search on the whole system and see if it got. This is a learning experience, a sad learning experience that I've never had to have before, is to see how malware can proliferate itself through a Linux system. I've seen it many times in Windows systems. That's how come I got an idea of how to look for it, you know. Oh, that's a bookmark. That's okay. That, you know, is my that's not going to be dangerous. There's another bookmark, see. So yeah, it's searching my those are my bookmark backups is what they are, I think. Yeah, those are my my HTML files. It's searching through every file. That's why it could take forever. You saw how many bookmarks I had a minute ago, but it's doing pretty good, isn't it? It's gone through 3 of those already, and that's 3 backups of all of my bookmarks. There's another one. Those are all on the same day, within the same couple of days. See, ever since I've started having this problem the last couple of days here. So try to kick away from that window so I don't accidentally cancel it or something. Yeah, those bookmarks just have that. You know, I put that URL in the name of those bookmarks or in the description or whatever. I mean, those are the bookmarks, the whole thing. So somewhere inside of that bookmark backup, that URL's in there, or that name. I put it in the name of that folder is why it keeps showing up. I don't think I ever saved a bookmark to that actual page because I didn't trust the page, you know. But of course, with Windows bookmarks, for a very long time, they've been able to be malicious in themselves, you know, or favorites, you know. I've had some problems with those, problems with them getting me infected before, even when you didn't even click on them. So, but they were there, you know. So, yeah, I used to do a lot of learning research on trying to figure out, you know, how that stuff worked and how. Well, years ago, like I started with Windows 3.1. My very first computer I really learned on was a Windows 3.1 back in 1991 or something like that, I think. And I kind of messed with it some and learned a little bit. And I didn't get any virus stuff or anything. There really wasn't a big problem back then. And I didn't mess with computers really much at all anymore after that until 98, and then I really got into it. But I was still using. We actually bought a machine here at the house. I was using a friend's machine back in the early 90s. There, I had a roommate who had one, And then I moved back home here with Mom's house, and then later on, and after my health got bad and worse. And then anyway, in '98, we bought a Hewlett-Packard 486 with Windows 3.1 on it, and that's when I really started learning. And shortly after that, we got on the internet, got AOL and stuff. That's when I got into it. Then I could learn, I could research and download programs and learn about viruses, all that. But I started F-Secure and McAfee and Dr. Webb or something like that. Well, no, that wasn't Dr. something. It wasn't Dr. Webb. It's some other doctor something. But anyway, back those days, they told you to have 2 or 3 virus scanners because they didn't fight each other on your system. But anyway, you'd still have to often manually find and delete infected files and stuff because they just weren't capable of, finding them everywhere and stuff. And sometimes it was just the best way to do it. That's how they told you how to do it, But they would tell you this is an infected file, but it didn't have a way to delete it for you sometimes. So, especially if they were really complicated. Of course, nowadays, most any decent virus program can do it for you. But this thing is not in itself a virus, or a malware. I mean, it is. I'm calling it malware because it is, but yet it's not something that registers as malware because it is a website links, that embeds itself all over the place and automatically opens up the website where all the malware is actually located, trying to trick you into, downloading it. So it's, I want to say it's not a spoof. It's I can't think of. I'm getting so tired I can't even think of all my words. But anyway. It is. That's why they would call it malware instead of calling it virus or Trojan or whatever, or worm, or it may be a worm. I mean, if it can crawl through your system, it's a worm. That's generally why you would call something a worm if it can crawl through a system or a network or both. So anyway, I'm going to let this. It's going to be a while. It may be so long that I may not be able to finish it tonight. I don't know. I guess if it keeps on and on going, this machine doesn't make a lot of heat or noise. I can let it run all night. And when it gets done, it'll just sit there and wait for me to come back. I did that 2 nights in a row this week, letting it do virus scans. And again, it came up clean. Well, only viruses was some of it was old stuff in my old cache. I was telling you earlier, my cache backups. I'm trying to see the cache folder, but anyway, it's in there somewhere. There it is, right there. On my backup drive, and then I didn't. Like I was saying before, I was taking so long that I quit that scan and started a new one of just my home directory, and not just my whole system, but without the backup drive plugged in. That's what I did. But yeah, I actually do have a backup of my Firefox and everything, just like it was this morning, the last time. I actually rebooted once today, so probably rebooted around noon or something like that. So, but I don't. Not that I would really want it the way it was, because it's full of this crap right here. Addonbrowser.com. I hate you. Okay. And now I realize, I'm going to say no telling how long it's been. Well, I know how long it's been on there. I don't know, remember. Whenever I installed that stupid add-on from addonbrowser.com, that's how long it's been on there. But, well, I've never tried it, but I'll bet you if you started searching for, one of these legitimate browser add-ons, like I'm doing right now, through in the text, I mean, you'd find it in more than one file, I'm sure. But I bet you it wouldn't be proliferated all over the place. Now, whether or not you could delete, now what I'm doing, it's an experiment, deleting every file that has it listed in there. And of course, all of them did stay gone except for those two. Well, actually, right now it's just the SQLite. That's the only one that's still. After I did refresh, that's the only one that still has a reference to it. The Places SQLite, it might be safe, and I might. Before I go, I was talking about IDEs a while ago. Well, you got to wait for it to come up, don't you? Let's see how many. Okay, there's Arduino IDE. Not all those are IDEs. Okay, Genie is an IDE. I might be able to open that file in a sure enough IDE editing, programming. I got more than that on here. Uh-oh. See, I'm working a little hard, I guess. Uh-oh. What happened? That searcher, I guess, using that wasn't. I thought when I clicked on it, might not have been a good idea. We're okay again, I think. Yeah. Okay. Programming. Let's see what I've got in there. Adjunta is one I like. Some of them I never really. That's really more for web page editing, web development. Clips is a really good one. Okay, that could be C. Let's see. Yeah. Which one was I looking at? That might be C or C++ or C++ that I was looking at. That I don't know. It sure looked a lot like. I've looked at C before, on and off over the years, and that looks like the way it's laid out. So that might be able to edit. If I could just edit that file and not delete the whole file, but take everything to do with that out of it, it might be something I could do. What is the one that I think Adjunta is the one that I could actually use. Some of them are really hard. I mean, of course, I'm just trying to learn this stuff by opening up the I've read some stuff about them, watched a few videos, mostly just by opening up the program and trying out everything, I watched a lot of videos on, like Arduinos and how to. I got an Arduino now, and I program it with a couple of different times, a couple of different little music, noise making stuff. What's on here? I have one or two on here. Energia, that one is for TI. I have some Texas Instruments boards, make MSP 430s and stuff. And I've used different ones to program. That's what I used to edit my web pages with nowadays. That's a good one. And that's one that's not in the repos, but that's the reason those two are on the desktops, because they're installed manually. They're not in the Fedora repos. Those IDEs, especially those ones I was just looking at, Adjunta and Eclipse, these are pretty good resources. So but I could maybe say open up. Well, that's a debugger. So I would either open up Adjunta or Eclipse and just see if I can edit that file, this SQLite file, and take out every line that has anything to do with that. First, I want to find out how far it's spread out, If it's spread all over the place, then it probably wouldn't be worth it. And of course, what I knew from the beginning was I could have started, instead of what I've been doing for the last 3-4 hours now, almost 2 hours and 50 minutes plus another hour on that counter over there. That's almost 4 hours. Yeah, almost 4. Yeah, I think so. I could have reformatted this thing. If I started at the beginning there, reformatted this system, I might be done by now. I might have it all back and ready to go for me to use. But I just had to try to figure this out. I just, my want to know just was stronger than my need to expedite the situation. So really, I don't need. It'd be silly to keep on and on trying to clean. I always do that. I always want to beat the bad thing. I want to win. But all in all, when it's all said and done, I don't care how many times you clean. Like say when I clean Windows system with all these different rescue, systems and everything. Like I did 10 or more scans on one time because I really wanted to save it. And by the time I was done and it finally said no, no more anything showed up at all, I still didn't. I knew I couldn't trust it because I know how prolific and tricky this malware can be. So I left it around for a while and didn't use it much because I really didn't trust it. And then finally I reformatted it with Linux. And actually, that motherboard, the ASRock motherboard, is what the system. It had a dual core processor in it. Now it's in Mom's system, and it has an brand new 8 core and 8 gig of RAM. So, does it show you where it's at? I thought it did. Yeah, it's searching in a video file right now. I didn't know you could search inside of a video file. Well, that's my. It may be trying to search. It's doing it. It's searching inside of one of my. I don't know if it's the one I'm making right now, or one of my earlier ones that I made today. But that's my FLV, so and so, the date, and all that. That's my video files from my live streams today, or my live stream today. But I did a couple of test videos, 1 or 2, before I started. But it's not taking too long. It's already at 64%. So I'm going to go ahead and go now, and I keep thinking I'm going to go, and then I come back. It'll actually do the search quicker if I quit using up so many resources from my video. And as far as coming back, I just don't know. I'm going to crash and burn pretty quick after I eat. So but I would like, whatever happens, like I don't want to shut down my machine and not be able to get my video of my results too. So I may come back. Kind of leaning towards thinking I ought to at least. Well, it depends on how long it takes to finish that search. It may be tomorrow before it's. It may be up into the night, or it probably wouldn't be tomorrow, but it might be 2 or 3 more hours. And I am going to eat and go to bed within the next 3 hours. So then I can just leave. I can just leave the machine running and just finish up tomorrow. That's going to be my plan, really, because I do think it could fool me and get done faster than I think, but it's into pictures already. But it's brought up. Yeah, it's already done with my videos folder. Now it's in my pictures. I guess I really didn't think that Crusader could search inside of videos and picture files, but it certainly did it. It may just be searching the areas like for the metadata and all that, identification data. But I didn't know I had those on this machine. Oh, pictures, not videos. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm showing myself and you don't know what the heck I'm talking about. I forget that always. When I get over on the camera, I'll often forget. Okay, so I'm going to figure that tomorrow is when I, probably leave the machine running all night just so that I can finish it up tomorrow. That's probably the wisest thing to do, as tired as I am. So it's actually hurting from talking so long. Okay, so I'm keeping on looking back around the machine. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and go, and okay, if there really was anybody, nobody's chatting or anything, so I doubt anybody. There's not anything on that. You would think there'd be something to tell you if there's any viewers on your, your live stream dashboard, but I don't see anything there. Of course, I don't look at it much. I always forget to even look and see if anybody's tried to chat with me. Oh yeah, there he is. 0 watching. Okay. I thought there should be. So, yeah, there's nobody going to be disappointed that I don't come back tonight or anything, I doubt. I mean, there might have been I usually get 4 to 8 views per live stream, and then 3 days later it might go up to 15 or something. That's about it. So maybe one day somebody will get. Once in a while, I did have a guy make a comment not too long ago on one of my videos. saying they appreciated it, and it helped them with their Linux stuff. So somebody that was new to Linux. So anyway, I'm gonna go and probably tomorrow before I figure anything else out on this. But it looks to me like the only way to straighten this thing out is what I knew from the beginning. One thing I just want to know what this is. Like I said, the first time that I know for sure that I've got a malware in a Linux system, and that's exactly the one way that I always knew that they could do it is easiest way is through the web browser, because it's cross-platform. It runs on many different operating systems, and if you could get into it, then that's where you could hurt Linux. Linux much easier than any other way. So anyway, what a shame. It hasn't brought up any more results than those bookmarks I saw a while ago, and it's working away. So I'm gonna go and eat. All right, bye bye.